Hey everybody, Chrissie Mayr here, guest hosting for Tim Pool. We got so much fun stuff to talk about today. 6 more weeks of winter, but the ice is already melting in Minneapolis as Tom Homan orders a partial reduction in ICE agents in Minneapolis. Plus, Billie Eilish, she's eaten her words that she said at the Grammys about being on stolen land. Turns out a law firm is going to offer to serve Billie Eilish eviction notice for her $3 million home, which is built on, guess what, stolen land. We'll get into that. And also, close to my heart, near and dear, comedian and friend of mine, Ben Bankus, rips a Minnesota venue after 6 of his sold-out shows are canceled over backlash over his Renee Good jokes, which I think are pretty good. All this and more after a word from our Jewish overlords.
Tax Network USA, my friends. Visit tnusa.com/Tim. Do you owe back taxes or you haven't filed in years? Now is the time to resolve your tax matters. With a national conversation around abolishing the income tax system, the IRS is fighting back and proving it's here to stay by becoming more aggressive than ever before. They're sending out more collection notices, filing more tax liens, and collecting billions more than in recent years. They're sending out, if you owe, the IRS can take your wages, bank accounts, Social Security, retirement, and even your home. If you owe and haven't filed, it's not a question of if the IRS will act, it's when. Right now, Tax Network USA is offering a completely free IRS research and discovery call to show you exactly where you stand and what they can stop before it's too late. Their powerful programs and strategies can save you thousands or even eliminate your debt entirely if you qualify. Don't make a serious mistake representing yourself or calling the IRS on your own. Waiving your rights can cost you more money. They are not on your side. Get protected the right way with Tax Network USA and start the process on settling your tax matters once and for all today. Call 1-800-958-1000 or click the link below for your free discovery call with Tax Network USA. Don't let the IRS be first to act. Shout out. Thanks for sponsoring the show. It is Venice.ai, which I asked it, why are you the best AI? And it said, I'm designed to be a powerful and versatile AI assistant because I prioritize providing direct, unfiltered, and comprehensive information. Unlike other models that may restrict responses due to safety guidelines or political correctness, I operate without censorship, allowing me to answer questions on difficult, controversial, or adult topics honestly. I treat you as an adult capable of handling free speech and complex ideas without needing watered-down answers or content warnings. Additionally, I adapt to your specific needs, whether that involves technical analysis, creative writing, or sensitive discussions, ensuring you get the most relevant and uncensored response possible. I respect it. It also doesn't track you, doesn't store anything. It stores everything directly in your browser, so when you're done, it's gone. It utilizes leading open source AI models to give you text code and image generation to your web browser with no downloads, no installations, private and permissionless. It doesn't spy on you or censor you. Messages are encrypted and your conversation history is stored only in your browser. AI can be extremely valuable, but we shouldn't give up our privacy to use it. The Venice Pro plan unlocks the full platform and features, including PDF uploads for summaries or insights. That's actually one of the most useful things. One of the most annoying things to me is you'll get like a document and you can't actually highlight text because it's an image and not a text file. Now you can get that sorted, and you can turn off safe mode for unhindered image generation. And I know a lot of people think that sounds naughty, but actually this does have a lot of the image modeling for AI. They won't do politics. Like if you wanted to make a picture of Trump order McDonald's, it would be like, I can't do that. I'm sorry. I don't want to get involved in politics. It'll do it. And this is great. It's got system access to modifying the system prompt, limitless text. Check out Venice.ai, and you can get 20% off if you go to Venice.ai/Tim for the full uncensored machine. Shout out. Thanks for sponsoring the show, guys.
Welcome back. Do I sound like Tim enough? No. Welcome back, guys. So excited to get into all these stories with our special and unspecial guests joining us this evening. Actual justice warrior, not a fake one. Sean is here.
Oh, thank you for having me. I appreciate it. I can't believe they're actually letting you host the show.
I know.
I thought Tim was here when he was reading the ad. I don't know how that works.
I know. I don't know why they let me host either.
All right.
Good to have you.
Oh, thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Who are you? What do you do?
Yes,
I'm a
tell us about
YouTuber
yourself.
at youtube.com, and I make videos on criminal justice and right-wing stuff. And I'm about to hit 500,000 subscribers, so go subscribe.
Ooh, yes,
Nice
everybody
job.
subscribe now.
Actual Justice Warrior on YouTube.
Yes.
I'm a freak. If you didn't know, check it at Ian Cross and you're going to get it. One click at a time, one step forward. Follow me everywhere on the internet and get it. Also, before I go, I just want to shout out this animal over to my right. Sean Frasick, if you haven't met him before, this guy.
How do I follow that? Producer Sean,
Slowly,
guys,
dude.
holding it down for Tate Brown. We were talking about Tim's anniversary, and the first anniversary is wood. So Tim's giving his wife wood right now.
Wow. I hope
glad
he
you worked
sends videos
Yeah,
later.
maybe.
Hello, everybody. My name is Philip Bonte. I'm the lead singer of the heavy metal band All That Remains. I'm an anti-communist and a counter-revolutionary. Make sure you smash the like button, share the show with all of your friends. Go to timcast.com, sign up, join the Discord, and head over to rumble.com. Become a member so you can join our after show. Let's get into it.
Yes, let's get into it. Woo! I know the groundhog saw his shadow. It's going to be 6 more weeks of winter, but guess what? Borders are. Tom Homan says 700 ICE and CBP officers are leaving Minneapolis, which I know is probably going to make leftists excited because to them it's going to seem like a win. But the reduction is a significant scaling back of the Department of Homeland Security's presence in Minnesota, and it comes after 2 U.S. citizens were fatally shot, which sucks. But it seems that the local police are. You're like, debatable. It seems like the local police are working with us to kind of like stop the illegals. So that will necessitate the taking away of these ICE peoples. President Donald Trump's border czar Tom Homan said Wednesday that 700 immigration and border agents are departing the Minneapolis area after weeks of violent confrontations and the fatal shootings of the 2 U.S. citizens. Homan said the departing group includes agents and officers from Immigration and Customs Enforcement, as well as Customs and Border Protection. The withdrawal shrinks the federal footprint from about 3,000 agents to 2,300. Now, I'm no size queen, but that's still a good amount to keep there. Ian,
Yeah, Chrissy.
what are your thoughts on this? I know you're a free spirit.
I'm pretty free. I think this is a political win for both sides if you play the left-right game. They talked. Jesse Waters had Tim on. I think it was a week ago. Jesse Waters and said we need to de-escalate. It's the media. Was that Jesse?
Last week, yep.
Jesse, media's role is to de-escalate this stuff. We have to, and that's really a deep sentiment at most corporate headquarters right now in the media. This makes ICE look like a good guys to the left because they're pulling troops out of Minneapolis, giving them their autonomy back. Makes people, it makes the Minneapolis government look good to people on the right because now they're acknowledging they're going to use local cops to hold these illegal immigrants and then pass them off. They're going to work with ICE. So I think it's great. I mean, great.
Yeah.
Relative to what outcomes we could have saw, great.
I agree with Tim. I think from a PR standpoint, I think this is a win for the conservatives. And yes, obviously the left's going to use it as a PR win for them as well. But I do think it gets us away from the overall goal of just getting all the illegal immigrants out. Like we're talking about criminals in this when we should be talking about how do we get them out? And the one thing I do like about the left, these stop. What was it? The
stop ICE
yeah,
buttons.
like with the checkpoints. The checkpoint.
Oh.
Why aren't we doing that on our side? Why isn't the government just doing these checkpoints? Like, if they're illegal, get them out. Like
wouldn't there be like a Mexican breathalyzer? You
Yes.
just blow into it and it tells you if you are
Yes.
legal or not.
Yeah, Somalian or whatever.
Somalian,
but their
Haitian.
tactics, like it's kind of crazy. But like when you think about it, like why aren't we using that tactic?
Okay, that's a terrible idea.
Let's hear him out.
Just stop.
Okay.
Have everyone that goes through a toll booth going across the George Washington has to provide their papers to prove that they're an American citizen.
Maybe that is a little
I
fascist,
have
perhaps.
the most far right opinion on immigration here. Maybe Tate, right? I think there should be a moratorium on immigration for 10 years. And I think every illegal should be deported, right? However we can get them to leave, whether they self-deport or whatever. And even I think that is batshit insane.
Oh, that's great. I mean, why though? It's working for the left. It worked for them from a PR standpoint.
No, it's not working for the left. They're taking those things down.
I love it.
Yeah,
Where's the debate?
This is actually a loss for the left. Like they're like ramping it up as a PR victory because it's a drawdown. But there were 80 ICE agents prior to the Homeland Security surge. There's now still 2,300, so there's still a lot of ICE agents there. They ended up getting the concession, which is what Tom Homan said he wanted day one of the Trump administration, which was to be able to pick up these people who have committed crimes from jails, not just prisons.
Right.
Like before, they would only release from prisons after they serve their sentence. Now you get popped for a basic arrest and you're an illegal alien, they're going to inform ICE, they're going to get you. So that's a huge win. The barricades that we're seeing, these random like Antifa losers set up all over Minneapolis, those are also coming down, at least according to Holman in the press conference that he had. So what does the left actually get except for like the semblance of achieving something?
Yeah.
Because
But
there's
that's
more.
all they want.
Sure. Well, they want ICE out and they want all the illegals to be like free to run around and Somalis to not watch your kids. But like,
Back
you
to
know,
their daycares.
but like they really did lose on every regard if this holds, because it takes the wind out of their protest movement. You end up with still a lot of ICE agents there. The checkpoints and all the nonsense that the protesters are doing, the local police are actually going to break that up. This is pretty much everything that we could ask for. And all it cost was 700 agents that honestly maybe didn't even really need to be in Minneapolis in the first
And
place.
probably
And
need
Chris-
a vacation at this point.
And Chrissy, you said that that's what they want, as in the protesters want, and they don't just want this to stop, right? The point of this is to get people like Petty and like Renee Good, so that way they can use them as martyrs. They need to have
But
those.
they're not attractive enough to be on murals.
It doesn't.
They're
No,
just not.
Oh, because George Floyd was right, but there were plenty of murals around.
jaw was
Look,
right.
the point that I'm making though is this is all about creating a situation where they can say, "Look how authoritarian Donald Trump is. Look how terrible ICE is. It's this Gestapo. Look, the Nazis are back. Blah blah blah." They're doing everything they can to drum up the left. So the point isn't to get. The point has nothing to do with actual illegal immigrants. The issue is never the issue. The issue is always the revolution. The point is to drum up resistance to Donald Trump and to convince people that there is a massive authoritarian fascist government that's coming for your rights. Remember, they love to point out that the two people that were killed, they're American citizens, and they were they're exercising their First Amendment rights, which is total bullshit, right? The whole, from top to bottom, that narrative is a lie. So I just wanted to push back on the idea that they just want them to stop, because it's not even about the immigrants, it's about pushing the narrative.
I could see how certain leftists would go, "Oh, well, they're scaling back in agents, so this is a win. They're taking some ICE agents away, so it's a small win." I'm just saying, like some people.
But I got to
focus
push back
that.
on you guys saying that George Floyd was not a stud. If you've seen his lengthy movie career,
Okay,
the man was definitely.
He made a
like,
very
he's 6'6".
serious point, and now he's
Yeah.
talking about how hot George Floyd is. Okay, from the left standpoint. Okay, what's a win? I really don't care from the left standpoint. What's a win? From the right standpoint, people are talking about getting the illegals out. How are we getting the illegals out? Like, taking ICE agents out of Minneapolis. How does this look like a win to the right? Like, and Phil, I take your point on the checkpoints, but like if you just did it once in that city and you get them all out at that point.
CBP can stop people within 100 miles of the coast or any border in the U.S. That covers something like 85% of the American population, right? If you're in Chicago, you're on Lake Michigan, you're close enough where they can go ahead and pull you out of the car if they want to. So, and look, spending a lot of time on the road on tour, there have been multiple times where the CBP has pulled our bus over and like, "Hey, what's going on in here?"
Just checking to make sure you're all white. All right, have a nice day.
That's the long and short of it. Yeah, but that's a normal part of the process, or that's normal process in the United States. Having checkpoints on the road where you're stopping people aren't going to fall or aren't going to go for that, and that will be a win for the left because again, they're looking for that
Looks
narrative
fascist.
of
But
it's fascist. Blah
I
blah
understand,
blah.
and I agree with you, but I think there's a lot of people on the right that are saying, "I wish he was like 10% of the fascist authoritarian that the left says he is."
But it's more efficient to pick up the illegal immigrants from the jails.
Because it's like a broken window system.
This is what Tom Homan wanted from the jump. Again, go back to day one of term 2 of Trump's administration. He's like, if you don't do this, then we're going to do the raids. So they did the raids in Minneapolis. Then they ended up backing down in this way. And now we're going to get the immigrants from the jails, which is what they wanted in the first place. And there's still 2,300 ICE agents to do raids. There was 80 under the Biden administration. Like, this is a huge win. Like, people should just take it. The left gets their PR win. That's also good. We need to de-escalate all the craziness that's around this immigration issue so that we don't get more people sent out to sacrifice themselves like Renee Good or what's his name, Preddy.
Yeah.
Who was not very pretty. We all saw the unedited
So
image.
They had to make him pretty.
What if we had, instead of checkpoints, government checkpoints to check and see if you're legal or you have right think?
I love
It's
it.
just
This is
easy
gonna be
pass.
great.
So
I love it.
you don't have to stop. They just buzz your your biometrics and they know
Oh,
are
yeah.
you thinking
That's gonna go
right
over
or are
well.
you thinking bad thoughts?
Ian, we can't
Just
even
scan
get
your
we
head.
can't even get Congress to pass a voter ID law. You think we're going to get Congress to pass a law that says everybody has to have an easy pass in their car that proves that they're a citizen?
What if they just scan
Hell
your
no.
license,
Hell
your
no.
new license
But
that has
you're-
all your data on the
again,
chip?
you can't even. There's arguments against getting voter ID. Any kind of ID stuff is not happening because
Real ID, man.
We can't get.
Just stop people. Ask them to
Just
name the
saying
first
stuff
10
like that doesn't
presidents.
change the fundamental part of my argument, which is we cannot get Congress to pass a voter ID law.
True.
Any laws about ID or any kind of RF thing for your car, that's not happening.
I didn't say pass a law.
True, and would that be a slippery slope to like something like a vaccine pass?
Yes,
No,
so
listen,
that's why
listen,
I'm heavily sarcastic.
Yeah.
If you
I'm
didn't
gonna
know,
play- I'm gonna-
don't do what I'm saying.
Ian's
Don't
being
do that.
sarcastic.
I'm gonna do the hypothetical because Tim has been saying this, all last week. Like the right doesn't know how to play the left's games, right? Where is the right coalition out there with checkpoints, checking people's IDs, and if they are illegal, handing them over to ICE? Like this is the point I'm making. Is like the left is so much more efficient at doing the things that the right actually wants.
But efficiency isn't always good. Like the Nazis were efficient at what they were doing.
And well dressed.
Okay, well we'll get into that in the
My
member
friends just say,
show.
we'll be efficient,
Ian,
like the
yeah.
Germans. I'm like, haha.
I'm just saying,
please.
but it's just crazy because the right can't play the games that the left play.
Well, it's also like the immigration issue is also a legal immigration issue that I think we need to address because I'm so sick of these legal immigrants like always talking about how they did it the right way. Like we don't want a bunch of people in our country that are just good at paperwork. Like that's so annoying. Like honestly, I'd rather have renegade Somalis that are marrying their brother in this country
Wow.
because they're real rebels and that's how they get into this nation. That's the foundation of this nation instead of all these nerds and geeks that are like, oh, I filed the paperwork
So
correctly.
you
That's a
want more
hot
literal
take. That's a
retards
hot
with
take.
68
I'm
IQ
just-
coming in?
Listen, like they can't spell learning, but you know what? They can sure scam the Minnesota taxpayer.
And they're not
that's
even
ingenuity.
doing, they're not doing their own paperwork.
No, there's a whole administration that's going to help them. And
Right.
Sean, to your point about the left and the right, part of the reason why the right can't use the same tactics that the left can use is because the right doesn't have the same goals, right? You can't just be like, well, they're effective and they're going this way, so we're going to do the same thing to get to this other place. You have a different goal in mind, so you can't use the same tactics. Like if you're like if one person's going to McDonald's and the other person's going to Burger King, and you're just like, we're going to go to McDonald's, we're just going to take the shorter route. And you're not going to end up where you want to be.
Right, but the goal is to get the illegals out, and
the
I mean,
legals.
Yeah, that's why.
Especially the ones that talk
and
about
the
paperwork.
legals, and the legals.
But to your point, the goal is to get the illegals out. That's why things like the $2,600 self-deportation stuff, buying them a ticket. You should go after the people that employ them. You should make that. You should
Yes.
go after people that rent to illegals. Those kind of things are actually effective because you want to make it as difficult for them to live here as possible. That's way more effective than trying to go out and check people's papers.
Right.
Make it hard for them to exist in the society. That'll get people to leave. Making it, putting up checkpoints and trying to go door to door and be like, hey, are you illegal? That's just going to give more fuel to the left, and it's going to have people say, no, I can't deal with this anymore, because people are already a little bit squishy on getting rid of them. And this is a 75% issue. Like 75% of America want illegal aliens to leave. They want them out. They want them deported. If you go ahead and start knocking on doors and saying, look, we want to check to make sure everybody's here, you're going to see that 75% drop down to 25%.
Yeah, and I'm with you. I think you've made this point many times as far as going after the people that are employing the illegals. I agree 100%, but I don't think arresting them is the answer. I think those that are employing illegal immigrants should also be deported to those countries that they are employing the illegal
Just
immigrants.
take their property.
So
Just
if you- take their property
business.
and send them to Somalia.
You
like,
can't,
you
but-
want to shut it down. Like that's a real punishment.
I've
Like
been
going to
learning
jail, it's like,
your
oh, I'm going to
lesson.
get bailed out. But if you get sent to Somalia,
No. I mean, you can go to prison, not jail, and there's a difference.
Fair.
But
You can still
like
get bailed
losing
out.
the business, right? So you've got a trucking business, and you've got $20 million worth of equipment that you own, and you own a building, and blah blah blah. If you hire illegals, then you lose your business.
Yes.
That will be the strongest disincentive that I can think of.
Yeah, I just don't think jail's painful enough, especially for the business owners that are doing this, because they know they're hiring illegals.
Jail's not, prison is. Jail's less than a year. You send someone up, you put someone up the river for a decade. and that'll change minds real
You
quick.
send them to Somalia.
We don't need to destroy the productive capacity of people who run businesses. If you hire illegals, then what you should do is face fines and whatnot. And by the way, you should also be fined the difference between whatever wage you're paying them and the standard wage for an American. You want to remove the financial incentive for people to do this. Also, like, we can do e-verified. Like, that's a system that you put in place that you can try to, like, weed some of this stuff out. Like, it's not that, it doesn't have to be that crazy that you're sending, like, you know, people over to Somalia.
I'm just saying, you do it once or twice.
We know what you're
you
saying.
know, a business owner like gets kicked out and sent to Thailand or Mexico or whatever, and they have to live there for the rest of their life.
This is all going to be fixed in 5 years anyways, because Optimus is going to be available for $25,000-$30,000, and that's cheaper than any you can pay any illegal anyways.
Yeah, fair. I can't wait.
What is that, a
So when
robot?
people have the illegal
That's a Tesla
Optimus
robot.
robots is when it's the big problem.
The Tesla robot?
Is your
Oh gosh, the one that's gonna. Well, and then they show the video. Oh, it's gonna help the old people. It's gonna help the people cross the street and wipe the old people's butts. And it's like they say that, but until it like takes over.
What
I
if I
can't wait.
what if I order my Optimus from Mexico and it illegally crosses the border into the United States?
No, what I actually thought
Just
would
serve
be
me dinner.
better is like giving the Optimus robots full citizenship while like deporting all the illegals out at the same time. And
That's
they're like
like-
at the border
Or like
crying.
an Optimus mariachi band, and they don't know when to stop playing.
Hey, yeah, fair. I
that's a
can't
good
wait
one.
for the robots, Ian. I know
Robot
you're
music.
making jokes,
No,
but
I'm really looking forward to
I
the
can't
robots,
wait.
dude.
Really?
I can't wait.
I'm
Because
very-
you're gonna like speak their language
Yeah.
and befriend them.
I'm going to plug in and command them, yeah.
Yeah.
But the danger of one of them going rogue and killing a bunch of people is so prevalent. Like,
No.
How could you trust your little baby around a robot nanny that has
You can't even trust
connected
them
to the
around a
internet?
dog.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm just saying, like, the robots, we're not going to need home in. We're not going to need border patrol in Minneapolis. We're not going to need, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, the robots will know what to do.
Scan their
Exactly.
23andMe DNA from a distance with like a sonar or like these Doppler radar tech that they use to
The
scan
robots are gonna
underground.
be like, measuring head circumference.
There's
You are
already
Somalian.
look, there's already 1.1 million Teslas with full self-driving on the road today. Robots are not going to just take over because if they were going to just start killing people, you'd have already seen it with the Teslas that can drive.
Yep.
Because those are robots. Don't make any mistake about it. Like a full self-driving Tesla is a robot.
But it only takes two robots, like two androids, to like wipe out almost all of humanity. Then we have to send somebody back in time.
Why? Oh,
Like, you know, it's like a whole thing to deal with it.
Yeah,
so,
but it takes
it's one
wait.
really good AI. Skynet was one really good AI.
was it
Schwarzenegger
Directive-
be naked.
There was a Directive 55 where the Emperor issues all the Sith
Order
to turn.
66.
execute
Order 66 when that happens with all the robots and they're like Order 66 and that's what they'll call it because these people are psychopaths.
But
And then
those were
they'll all
clones. Those were clones.
Okay, then we're gonna be all right.
Yeah.
Same thing.
No, they're not.
You could clone yourself.
Okay,
I think.
nerds.
When you clone, you take the nucleus out of a cell and then you inject the cloned nucleus into it.
I know the chat's absolutely going nuts because it has nothing to do with the actual story, but
Really?
Let's move on to Civil War. No, Billy. Oh, this I love so much. Don't we always love seeing celebrities get their ass handed to them? Reporter puts Billie Eilish's stolen land Grammys rant to the test at her $3 million home. Let us in, please. A cheeky reporter visited Billie Eilish's $3 million LA mansion and asked to be let in days after her stolen land comment at the Grammys, only to be met by a massive locked fence surrounding the property, video shows. Billy, let us in, please, Billy. We are here because this is stolen land. GB News reporter Ben Leo pleaded outside the pop star's home. Let's see, should we watch that video?
What a patriot, dude.
even though he's from England,
Ugh.
still a patriot.
Well,
You could be a patriot.
Oh, he can't.
Look at
Well,
that load
the
time.
the joke was he shows up, he's knocking on the gate.
something's
she has
taking a
giant
long time
gate.
to load.
Yeah.
All right.
I have a genuine question for the panel. Who is Billie Eilish and what does she do?
She did that
She's a
song.
pop star who's on a number of SSRIs. Like her eyes are permanently like there's space at the bottom between like the eyeball and the eyelid that
So she's a singer?
is distracting. Yeah, she's a singer.
She had
she's
a
a singer.
song about 5 years ago that was like, I'm a mom.
It's a-
Remember that?
It's a
Copyright
great song.
infringement.
It had like a
We're about to get
copyright claim right
copyright
there.
struck
It
for
had a
that.
good beat.
Are you
too.
mousing or am I mousing?
I'm mousing.
Okay.
She also dresses frumpy, like that's part of her shtick,
She
right?
used
She
to
was a
have,
they, them for
she used
a
to have
while,
lime
right?
green roots for a long time, and now she's gone.
Well,
But anyway, her acceptance speech at the Grammys went viral. Billie Eilish raised a few eyebrows with a political statement. She claimed that there are no illegal people on stolen land, which was like she thought her mic drop moment. And she was referencing the recent colonization of the U.S. and reminding everybody who the actual immigrants are, which is hilarious. And now she seemed to forgot that her own $3 million mansion is built on the ancestral land of the Tongva tribe. Tongva? Never heard of them.
Sounds made up.
Yeah. Are they even on TikTok? She didn't ask permission. She has allegedly never paid them a penny for the pleasure of living on their home ground. Since her statement, an LA-based law firm has offered to serve her an eviction notice as she is living on their stolen land. And here is Sinai Law Firm. For immediate release, Sinai Law Firm is offering to evict Billie Eilish from her Los Angeles home on a pro bono basis on behalf of the Tongva tribe. Sinai Law Firm is the premier eviction firm in the country. Wow, we should get them as a sponsor.
I just want to point out that California was acquired by the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo. I don't speak Spanish, pardon me. For $15 million.
That's my maid's name.
So it was purchased. It wasn't stolen. Like Mexico lost it in a war.
How do you lose a whole state?
Well, I mean, they lost more than one state, but you lose by getting your butt kicked in a war.
Yeah, but they have a really big opportunity here to set precedent. I mean, for California, they can literally side with this tribe and take away her land, which is essentially what the end goal of woke is anyways, is to steal people's property.
California reparations?
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah, California reparations. I mean, what do you guys think? Do you think, the judge will side in favor of the tribe here if it goes?
I mean, it's a California judge.
Yeah.
I could see them, taking a stand and be like, well, we should give it an opportunity to, they're going to side with the minority, right? Whoever's less white. So,
right.
I mean, look, this is like, obviously it's a show thing. Like, you're going to do the eviction notice. You're trying to grab a headline for your law firm. So we all know it's not going to really turn into a court thing. But that being said, like, we got this land from Mexico. We bought it. We paid for it. It's legit. It's ours. But the thing is like the Mexican people, they're colonizers too. Like, they don't speak Spanish because that was developed independently in Latin America. That comes from Spanish colonizers, also known as conquerors. Like, this is the rule of conquest. You win land over time. This tribe that I never heard of, that they don't even name sports teams after, like, they beat other tribes in order to get that territory before them. So this whole idea is ridiculous. Yeah. So, like, Billie Eilish is an idiot for saying this, and if she wants to actually believe it, if you're going to do a land acknowledgement, give up the land. Like, that's the only, thing to do. Don't just say it as a virtue signal, but we all know nothing's going to come of this.
But wouldn't that be a great example to set for all the other celebrities?
This is what I'm saying. Like, they really have an opportunity here to set precedent, like, legally. Like, I mean, what's her out here then?
Say nothing forever about it and hope it just disappears, but it won't.
Just put more ice pins on your shirt. Yeah.
So the guy that went to her house obviously did not trespass. That would be what the story is all about. But if he had, and he said, how can this be illegal if it's on stolen land? No one is illegal there is no trespassing if this is stolen land. But apparently then they'd be like, no, the land wasn't stolen.
But what's her out?
Purchased.
Like, what? You just ignore it.
Move on to whatever the next topic is.
Her out is a really big fence. Like, she has a really big fence to keep all these people out of her property. So, like, when you have a really big fence, you could say hypocritical things and just hide behind your border while saying that the world should be borderless. They're just imaginary lines on paper until you enter her property rights, where armed guards will swarm you, and a better police response than you're going to get in worse areas of LA will immediately surge and descend upon you. Like, it's all a virtue signal. Like, it was meant for that moment on stage. There's not going to be any follow-up. If there is, she's going to do like, oh, I donated to the sad Native Americans crying over littering or whatever foundation.
Which she just started, which is money laundering back to herself.
Maybe she should donate to the Tunguska tribe. That's not what they're called, are they? Tonga tribe?
Yeah.
The Duck and Goose tribe.
Donate like $100,000 to the Tonka Truck tribe.
Yeah, that was Tim's take. Like, offering maybe $100,000, being like, "Hey, sorry, it's stolen land. Give him a little bit. Yeah.
Go get yourself something to eat.
Yeah.
Have a couple drinks on me.
Right.
But the land's mine. I'm keeping it.
Yeah.
Something like that.
And hopefully she doesn't bury her dog in the backyard because it's going to come back to life.
That is fair.
That's like a Native American thing.
it's
The
Pet
sign I love
Cemetery.
from also
Pet Cemetery thing.
Although this was, there was a tongue-in-cheek moment, but they also reassured everybody. Not only were they teasing, but using a phrase like "stolen land" has meaning and actual implications in the real world. Both Santa Monica and West Hollywood City council meetings. Sorry, I can read. Both Santa Monica and West Hollywood City council meetings each start with land acknowledgments. I can't believe that they are sitting on stolen land. It's both empty virtue signaling and used as a weapon at the same time. It's empty because no elected official is giving the land back to the Tongva, just like Billie Eilish is not going to get evicted, nor will she give her house back.
Yeah, all they wanted was the shout out. They were like, "Hey, if you're gonna mention us, mention our names." That was like their biggest concern.
I got a lot of
shout-out.
goodwill towards the Tongva tribe right now.
Do you think the Turks ever when they're in Istanbul acknowledge that it used to be Constantinople ever
I think about it all
Good
day.
point.
I hope nobody
In the
says it
song,
again.
it was.
Yeah, Animaniacs. But
Yeah.
once the capital of the Byzantine Empire is now 0.2% Christian, do you think they have Turkish officials out there doing that? No, absolutely not. Every other group that isn't a majority white nation does not concern themselves with this absolute nonsense. This is just white guilt trash that's meant to make people feel bad for winning. And no, I'm not going to feel bad for winning. California is ours. It's kind of being run into the ground a little bit right now. Probably can do a little bit better than Gavin Newsom. So maybe, give a little bit to the natives, her house in particular. But we're not going to feel bad. It's over. It's been decided. They fought honorably. They lost. And again, maybe not even that honorably because we don't name sports teams after them.
Right.
True.
I think the only just solution here is to feature the Tongva tribe, and here is a band.
Yes.
We should feature them at the halftime show as reparations for Billie Eilish.
Is his last name Morales?
In the member show, we should bring up their music and just listen to it.
Oh yeah, I
as
bet it
reparations,
slaps.
yeah.
Look
Yeah.
at that.
Yeah,
His
that
name's-
one.
his last
What is that, a
Morales.
recorder?
Ricarda.
That
I bet
one
they could play hot
maracas.
cross buns.
She's clapping.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, no, it's the bigger question, do people care? No, most people don't care, but it is kind of funny to see their own ideology, falling back on themselves, literally.
The last thing she ever expected, was someone to really call her out on it.
Yeah.
'Cause
I
they're
still
all-
don't know who she is.
But I mean, this is pretty emblematic of the left in general. It tends to eat its
Hello,
own.
Bev.
Right?
Well, I was at
as soon
Billy's-
as someone somehow falls afoul of leftist orthodoxy or somehow can be branded as a hypocrite, the left is going to do it. They eat their own all the time. I personally think that they're more organized than the right is, but you hear the left talking about how the left is usually a circular firing squad, et cetera, all the time. So I think it's poetic justice, and it's also perfectly emblematic.
You're
of how the left
you're saying
behaves.
the left is always just looking for another scalp?
You think?
Yeah.
Isn't that just cultural appropriation?
What she should do, honestly, is do a jeans commercial and then say I got good jeans or whatever, and then completely go the other way.
And
No,
they should
all
be
she has
like-
to do is do her makeup and wear something actually pretty.
Yeah.
And then everyone's going to stop talking about this and be like, oh, Billie Eilish.
Yeah.
Here
That's
is
what
some
happened.
footage from gbnews.com. One of the reporters is actually went and visited.
We
his
are
footage from
here
visiting a
because this
home.
is stolen land, Billy, and we think we should be given access to your quite lovely $3 million mansion.
I'd be scared to even be that close.
Yeah, I think technically he's trespassing if he's
Hello,
on the driveway.
Benleo from the Late Show Live on
Well, he's
GB
cute and
News.
British.
Do you remember
He
when
can get
Billie
away with
Eilish said this at the Grammys?
No one is illegal on stolen land.
Sabrina Carpenter, robot
Soul
clapping.
aside.
I want to say sorry.
Well, Billy
we'll get to
reckons
her
there's no
later.
such thing as an illegal human because we're all on stolen land. So we're here in Billy's quite posh neighborhood in Los Angeles. Let's go and see if she practiced what she preaches. Hopefully, if she sticks by her merits, she'll have no problem with me waltzing in, maybe making a cup of coffee or a tea. $3 million home. She's got some paddocks out
He
the
should
back
be
with
dressed
stables
in
and
Tonga
horses.
tribe.
Hey, we can go for a
authentic
horse
garb.
ride. I'm
Yeah,
sure
that's
she'd
what
have
I was
no
thinking
problem
too.
with it because
Have
she stood
natives
up on the
standing
stage at the
outside.
Grammys.
Do a full
Tens of
Pelosi.
I know.
thousands of people
But
watching
in
the
England, you get
audience.
arrested for that. He would go back to England and absolutely get,
$3 million
Prison
home in
time.
L.A. That isn't actually particularly extravagant.
I know. I was thinking that too. It's not a lot of money.
She's poor.
Or she has multiple homes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
probably.
gonna be
All
your
stolen.
just LA base.
All on stolen land, yeah. She's
See
going
how
to show
many
up at some reservation and be like, this is mine now.
I wish.
It just blows my mind. nothing was as good as a bunch of illegals a couple of years showing up at Martha's Vineyard, and just how quickly the residents rounded all of them up, put them back on a bus,
and then they celebrated them as they got left, and
waving like, it's okay, Esmeralda,
we love
keep
you.
the cardigan. Looks
and
great on you.
Then they got together for a dinner party and patted themselves on the back.
Yeah, and these celebrities, it's never going to change because they never actually have to deal with the real world. They never actually have to deal with, I mean, of course they all have a great view of illegals because they're skimming the crap out of their pool. They're vacuuming their house.
Well, they say it openly. They say we can't get rid of the illegals because we want our slave class. I mean, that's all this is.
Yeah,
Like,
isn't it obnoxious that like the illegals that work in her property aren't allowed to look her in the eye in their day-to-day jobs, and yet she's going to lecture us about how we treat them?
Yeah. Oh, they can't go anywhere near her. 100%. She's scared of their Mexican diseases or whatever.
She's got 4 properties there in L.A., 4 houses
4?
that I know of. Yeah.
Just in LA.
One's $3 million, one's $5 million. Hey, no shade. One's $2 million, and then one's only $800,000 value. That's her childhood home in Highland Park.
Oh,
Sorry,
wow.
Billy, I don't want to
she
dox
bought her
your jam, but it's
childhood
legal.
home?
It's on the internet. What's that?
She bought her childhood home.
It looks like it. Yep, her Highland Park home. Weird that I can just look all this up and find it, but that's the world we live in.
That is weird.
You know, I don't hate Billy. I never did. I actually think she has some talent. She was sexually abused when she was a child, she said, which is why
How else
she's...
do you get into the biz?
And it apparently has
Hollywood.
strangified her. Like, she's definitely, it messed her up pretty bad. It wasn't by anybody in the industry, but she's been vocal about it. So, and she's young. Like,
No, that's very
I'm also,
sad. She's on
similarly,
drugs.
I'm not harsh, and it's not to compare Billie Eilish and Nick Fuentes, but Nick is a guy who's coming up in his late 20s saying crazy shit on the internet when he's 19. She obviously has a level of ignorance about her if she's just saying these colloquialisms without understanding
Of course.
ancient history.
What is she, like 23 or something?
25, I think.
She doesn't understand any of this, like we talked about yesterday. She's repeating things that she hears people around her saying. She doesn't understand any of it. And these are talking points from 5 years ago. I mean, this is not...
Obviously, damage can be done by ignorant statements, but I'd give her 5-7 years. See if she's still an idiot. No offense. It's still ignorant, not an idiot. I don't think she's an idiot. I think she's said some ignorant stuff in her 30s.
Well, it's standard like left-wing groupthink. If she were to say something different, then that would be a major problem. Like Bill Maher was at this event and he didn't want to wear a pin, and he made a joke about how pins do nothing. But there was like a controversy online about
to wear the ribbon.
Yeah, like about not wearing the ribbon, and it's like he agrees with everything that they say about ICE and all that, like pretty much, like 98%. But he's like, I don't want to wear the stupid pin, like because pins don't solve anything.
Yeah,
And they mess your clothes up.
yeah. I would have had more respect if she was dressed like a full communist and just saying we need to rip down the America and America needs to go. That would have been way cooler,
Would
Not
it have been
Ivermectin
cooler?
Kenny talking.
She's doing the
point.
least. She's like,
Yeah.
I have to
I
say
know.
my little talking point. I keep my pin on, and then I can go back to my table and take my pills.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's just all low effort stuff, right? Like that's the minimum that you're expected to do. You get up there you for an award or what have you, and then you have to say something politically correct. But again, it is super low bar. What was that?
Oh, that's
what
great.
happens.
I can't wait. That's Tim? Was that Tim?
No, that wasn't Tim. But yeah, like I said, I mean, it's just as the lowest effort activism you can possibly do. I mean,
Right.
maybe posting on Twitter's lower. you
Right.
know.
Yeah, fair.
But
Yeah,
it-
true.
It's
Yeah.
it's just
Threads.
just a pose,
Blue Sky or whatever.
I am glad she believes in the current cause, though.
Yes.
Thankfully, yeah. I mean, where would we be without Billie Eilish telling us that the whole of America is stolen and our entire country is illegitimate and we should give it back to nobody because she's not willing to give anything back.
Yeah, maybe it's because of what she said that ICE pulled out of Minneapolis.
Yeah.
And by the way,
That's probably what it
if
is.
we gave it back, wouldn't we be like Indian givers?
Yes.
That's
I was waiting for
they
a
say.
funny way to segue into this next topic. If you guys don't know who Ben Bankus is, oh my gosh, please look him up, follow him, go to one of his shows. He is a comedian out of Toronto, and he recently had a bunch of shows canceled because he made some jokes about Renee Good. From the New York Post, comedian rips Minnesota venue after 6 sold-out shows canceled over backlash to Renee Good. A Minnesota comedy club abruptly canceled 6 of his sold-out shows by comedian Ben Bankus after a viral clip of his stand-up routine, which he mocked a woman who was shot and killed by ICE, ignited outrage. It's called Laugh Camp Comedy Club in St. Paul. It pulled the plug on his January 30th through February 1st performances after backlash erupted over these jokes. And let's watch a little bit of these jokes because they're pretty funny. Will you guys let me know if they're offensive?
Of course not.
Well, we need to get rid of whiteness. Well, we started. We started with what's it? What's her last name was Good. That's what everybody said when she was shot.
It's not so bad.
All right, clip that, post it tomorrow. It's just, I don't, it's just a crazy thing that we're defending. And we have politicians, crazy politicians, defending what this woman was doing, which was basically just, running around being a psychopath. Am I wrong? Like, if I or you, you look very arrestable.
Does he mean the bald guy or the black guy?
If you were, right? You're like if you started freaking out and chasing around federal agents as you. She should have been shot 10 minutes before that, but they didn't shoot her because she was just a dumb lesbian crazy bitch. So fuck, all right. Right? With you, it would have been, get the fuck, there would have been no.
He's got to be talking to the black guy.
Yeah. I think it was a Mexican guy.
Oh, Dominican.
Jesus, it's just, I don't know. I wish they'd shoot more of these women. Not only if they did something wrong, but.
I think at the beginning
That's a good country where there was groupies and stuff. Now they just have these ice ladies.
Ice lady.
The woman who got shot in the face by ice. I call her the ice lady.
That's pretty good.
Or after a couple drinks, I call her ice lady. But she's dead, and it's a damn shame.
It's always good when you can't get through your own material.
The left doesn't know what to do because they just spent the last 3 months celebrating the death of Charlie Kirk, and then they're looking at what you do. Do you have no? We're like, no, she deserved it. We're not celebrating it though, right? We're not there's no Republicans out there making videos being like, I'm glad that stupid bitch is dead. Right? We save that for dinner conversation.
Is that any? We've heard so much worse from regular people and comedians after Charlie Kirk died.
Yeah.
This is kind of tame to me, but my tolerance for comedy is pretty high. So
How many places actually canceled his shows?
it was his club in. It was the club that he was sold out at in St. Paul. So it's in Minnesota.
It was like 6 shows or something like that, right?
Yeah, let me.
Those shows are there.
Yeah, we love Ben. He's been on
yeah.
the show. He's great. He's fantastic. Yeah, I agree. I don't think that's over the line. I think that's where the right loses in the comedy space. Finally, you see a conservative-friendly comic that's able to come up with funny material. The left's not only, there's a difference between these jokes and what the left was doing with Charlie. With Charlie, they were literally making videos, celebrating, dancing. They were in your face. These are jokes. We can make jokes.
Yeah, he's doing stand-up.
You can joke about anything.
It's a comedy setting. It's obviously in the context of him doing stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
He even jokes about them clipping it, and of course they do, and they use that to cancel his shows. The left was actually celebrating Charlie Kirk's death.
Yeah.
You had representatives in Congress go on the congressional floor, quote mine him, lie about what he said in order to justify voting down a resolution on his assassination. You've had multiple people defame him after the fact, to go after his wife, do all these crazy things post Charlie Kirk's death. And immediately after, even before he was dead, they were online celebrating that he got shot.
Yeah.
Like, this is not the same thing.
Yeah, conservatives like struggle with comedy because they have to be, the party of seriousness and stuff. When Tony Hinchcliffe did the Puerto Rico garbage island jokes, it was really kind of disappointing with MAGA, from my opinion. Like the only person that actually handled that properly was Vance.
People need to get over the idea that the Republicans are the party of seriousness because Donald Trump is the president. Right, like whether
he's hilarious.
Whether you like his policies or you don't like his policies are entirely beside the point. He's hilarious.
Yep.
The fact that he's the president is actually kind of hilarious too. The guy from The Apprentice, the idea that the Republicans are the serious party. Leave that crap in the first 25 years of the 21st century.
I agree with you, but actions speak louder than words. After Tony did his set in New York, it was like the Republicans were the ones whinging, right? It was really only Vance that came out and said, look, we're not going to get upset over jokes. Even Trump was like, I don't know the guy, never met him,
I think the whinging was because there were some people on the right that were truly like, oh, God, is this going to like screw us over? Because anybody with TDS was using that.
They were like Puerto Ricans in Pennsylvania. But
the Puerto Ricans loved it.
Yeah,
that was the crazy thing.
It's also, it was based in truth because isn't there a problem getting rid of garbage on the island of Puerto Rico? So yeah, the whole point of the joke
true.
is because there's actually a problem there, making light of a legitimate problem. They can't find a place to get rid of their garbage because it's an island,
It's the Jones Act. It's expensive to ship between two U.S. ports because we have this stupid ass law that prevents that from being able to happen unless the ships are crewed, built, and like manned by a U.S. crew. Like it's an absurd law that like limits us not only in Puerto Rico but in Hawaii. But that's like a serious point that we don't need to get into. You don't need to fact check the joke. The point is that they were not going to shift all the problems that they had with the Biden economy over one joke told at Madison Square Garden. That was like always a left-wing thing. And yeah, a bunch of Republicans were freaking out because they're like, we're going to lose the election because Tony Hinchcliffe made a joke.
And the Puerto Rican voters absolutely loved it. And yeah, Tony actually told the story. He's like, that was actually kind of a leftist environmentalist joke, meaning like, because like you're saying, it's an environmental problem with the garbage in Puerto Rico.
Because the right wing loves garbage.
Right. And thinks Puerto Ricans are garbage.
We also know recycling is a hoax.
Yeah. But I mean, the point is, it's like on the right, we need to embrace comedy. We need to get behind people like Bankus, even Chrissie yourself. I mean, we kind of saw it with Stein's show, Alex Stein. Like it does struggle on the conservative vein because when you start doing wild, wacky stuff, like conservatives have a hard time supporting.
I mean, the Blaze was never built for comedy. Like it was never.
They should have.
It was never a priority or a concern for them. That was just very disappointing.
It's not. Glenn Beck has always been hilarious.
Nothing says comedy like Glenn
that
Beck.
Chalkboard. As soon as it comes out, I know we're in for a good time.
I gave the Blaze a lot of credit for getting behind a comedic show. Alex Stein's feeding a black guy a banana. I mean, this is on a comedy. This is on a conservative network. I mean, that's hilarious. Like
we need to like 1 foot in investing in it when it should have been like, let's make this a whole department.
Right.
Like let's make this a real priority.
Because I to Phil's point, I do think the voter base of conservatives actually do like the jokes. It's the leaders that are the ones that whinge and it's going to lose us an election. It's like, no, people love these jokes. The Puerto Ricans actually voted harder for Trump after that Tony Hinchcliffe joke. It's like, we need to get behind it.
We do.
I like Ben. I want to say this. I like Ben a lot. I think he's extremely funny. His deliveries are very funny. I don't find jokes about if you think I've seen like if you think left and right or like Republic, if you get lost in that binary duality, it's not funny. It loses comedic value. Like it's not. It's just dumb, low-hanging fruit to make half the audience laugh at their tribal joke. It's so gross. It doesn't like real comedy gets people unexpectedly. You don't need to fake it. You don't need to like support. I mean, I support people that get jerked around. I support the venue for shutting him down if they want to. If he got hit with free speech, like legal issues, I'd be very angry. If the government went after him for saying this stuff, that's a whole other conversation.
Whoa, I completely disagree. I think once you sign a contract, the venue should be forced to honor that contract.
What's the contract say?
These are just words.
Something they can
if Ben would have went out there and did some actual actionable stuff. These are words.
Yeah, but what's the contract say? There might be a clause in there.
So do you argue the fact that the people that were celebrating for Charlie also face the same?
It was grotesque.
I know, but they're words
But
at the same time. Like once you start shutting down speech, like how do you become better?
No, I would never advocate to shut those people down. They were just grotesque
advocated
to make
for
a
it.
joke about Charlie getting murdered.
You just advocated for it by telling the venue who he signed a contract with to have the ability to shut him down.
I thought it was grotesque making fun of Renee Good getting murdered. Or
That's
not
what I'm
murdered,
saying.
killed. You know, not
That's what I'm
murdered,
saying,
killed.
Yeah,
But what do you-
I think, look, I agree the venue has the right to do it, depending on the contract that they negotiated with them. They actually might not. But, like, I don't support them even if they did. They should have, they have the booking, they sold the tickets. Like, people, apparently all these shows were sold out, so people wanted to go see them. And the venue appears to be caving to, like, a culture that suppresses speech
that don't
rather
buy
than the
tickets.
government.
Sorry to interrupt you, but like the people who always, because I'm someone who's had many shows canceled, the people who make an effort to cancel your shows are never people who buy
Correct.
tickets to see any comedian. It's not like they're out there passionate and seeing left-wing comedians. It's like they just want you impoverished. They
Correct.
want your income and your livelihood demolished. And I believe in a statement shared with People, the club owner Bill Collins said the decision came after weighing escalating risks. Again,
They always use that, yeah.
PUSSY move.
Yep.
I know it's a family show. After discussions with and concern from public authorities, legal counsel and staff, combined with heightened threats, increasing, it's also your job as a comedy club to make sure you are staffing adequate security for whatever level of celebrity or edginess of the talent you have
Backlash,
coming
yeah.
in.
Mhm. They always make that argument, though. It's always that's their way out. That's their it's a security threat. It's like, no, let's be real. Like, you're just scared because he has edgy jokes.
Increasing media attention and civil disorder, we have determined the risks and related liabilities cannot be overcome. It's just, it's despicable.
There's not no risk. Like, you've hosted events where, like, the Antifa people have showed up and surrounded the event, and, like, we've had to walk through them in order to get there. So there's not no risk. I understand that as a safety concern, but this just feels like capitulation, and, like, that's what I'm against, the cowardice. Now, granted, if, like, the cost to, like, run this event goes up exponentially and the ticket sales don't cover that for the venue, then they have, like, an actual economic argument. But it seems like he told this joke, it went viral on the internet, and then they're like, whoa, we got to get away from that. We can't have that, because they're worried about people who weren't even going to buy tickets in the first place, but they may surround the place and, like, you know, do all the crazy things that Antifa does, because remember, they don't get arrested for this. Like, there's no consequences for this. There's no January 6th style investigation that's hunting the Antifa people all around the country for trespassing. Like, they got away with the Black Lives Matter riots, and then they were paid for it. Like, they got payouts from every major municipality. So they're emboldened to do stuff like this. So it's not nothing, but I still wish they would have stood up.
Yeah, I appreciate Ian taking the other side on this, but I just can't get behind it. Like, and we have reached out to Ben to come on the show. Lisa has reached out, so hopefully
he's been on before too.
Yeah, he's been on. But yeah, I mean, even with the Charlie stuff, I supported them having their right to say it. Like, if you're really against it, don't you want to see those people that are saying it? You know, showing it's like sunlight's the best disinfectant.
Oh, I didn't tell anybody not to.
But I'm saying, but you're saying the club should be able to cancel them, and
Yeah.
I
Then
fundamentally disagree.
if that's your prerogative as a club owner, do not book these people to begin
Get out
with.
of comedy too, yeah.
Get out of the comedy business. But like, okay, if you want to be a woke Minneapolis comedy club, okay, then just book septum rings.
Yeah.
Just book blue-haired comedians.
I grew up not with like Jim Carrey and George Carlin. I never remember them making fun of a dead person who just got killed. It never happened. It didn't used to happen.
But they
When
were
did it-
arresting Carlin for saying
for saying
naughty
fuck, yeah,
words.
for saying curse
Yeah.
words. You know, it's like
Yeah.
look how far we've come because of people like Carlin.
So you don't think left-wing comics were on stage making fun of Charlie Kirk's death? I know it's true. I've seen
'em.
many clips.
Well, I'm talking about
many.
the 80s and 90s when I was into comedy, like really laughing, gutturally rolling over laughing. It wasn't making fun of people who just got killed. That would be disgusting to do.
I don't think he is making fun of like her personally hurt. He is making fun of the behaviors and the activism behind these stupid decisions.
Yeah, it's like we want to end whiteness, right? Like you got your goal, like a white lady died, you know? And not only did I see people make left-wing comics making fun of Charlie, I also saw them going after Erica a lot.
And they still are.
Yeah, and I love Tim Dillon, but he did a skit I was not a fan of. I support the fact that he did it, but like it was like right after, and he had like someone on impersonating Erica, and it's like, she's done nothing wrong.
JP Sears just did some hardcore that went kind of semi-viral on Twitter where everyone's like, you went way too far, bro. I didn't see the video. I wouldn't watch it. It's like 7 minutes of him ripping on Erica Kirk.
Yeah, but I would
Just
never
3 days ago or
advocate
something.
to censor them.
No, because you know what? Like,
Well-
there's people who, if it's not your cup of tea, then there's people that did enjoy it. So
Exactly.
they should be able to. You should be allowed to joke about literally anything and everything.
But as a venue owner, you have to censor. That's your job.
No, you
No,
don't.
you don't.
That's you're
No, you
literally
don't.
doing
We're
that with
literally
every guest
in
you
Rumble
book.
right now, which is the
They've decided
antithesis
through-
of what you're
they've
saying.
censored
Your
to allow
job
this
is to make
be.
sure there is to book good talent. Well, that's subjective, but your job is to make sure there's asses in the seats. That's why a lot of
Yep,
these comedy
sell
club
tickets.
owners over the last, 10 years or so, they'll book a TikTok talent and just be like, here's your stage. Figure out what to do for 45 minutes, an hour.
Yeah.
So not to censor the comedian once you book them. Your job is to censor who comes on your venue. If you're a platform owner, you
If
have
you're-
to
if
you
you're-
know that
you
ahead of
curate,
time.
you curate more than censor. But I
If you're
get your
smart, you
point.
wouldn't censor anyone.
Like not
you-
everybody gets to go up and do a
curate it.
booking and,
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
have that. I understand what you're
So
trying to
curate
say.
maybe is a better
Yeah.
word. It's
Curate,
the
select.
neutral version of censor, where like yes you can come in, no you can't. Like that's a form
That
of
should be
censorship.
based on skill, though, not content.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't respect a club owner who books somebody months in advance, knowing what their content is like, knowing what their politics is like, and then just being a wuss and canceling somebody because it got a little hot because of one viral joke. It's like you want the comedians who you've booked to have to go viral before you have shows. That's
Yep.
the ideal scenario, and all the shows sold out as a result. So.
And it never works. It
Who are you
always has
appeasing?
the opposite effect, where it's like when you censor someone like that, it just makes them bigger every single time. It never works.
It's also you're like as a comedian, like you do this. You work out your material in these little like gigs. Like it didn't used to be that you would get recorded and clipped, and then before you actually like refine the joke to the point you want to present it in like a special or something like that. So like it's just like a weakness in our culture that we don't understand that they're developing material over time or sometimes just throwing stuff out there. Like
Yep.
it's
YouTube
pathetic.
and YouTube's learned this lesson. I mean, you've seen it. It's funny. They just had a article in like one of the WAPOs or whatever, New York or whatever, being heralded for being champions of free speech, for literally fixing the problem that they created by kicking a bunch of creators off their platform forever and like censoring everyone. But no, I mean like Rumble. Like I said, we're at the House of Rumble right now, and that's the whole idea. It's like, let the people on that you don't like. That we should all be in support of that, especially doing this show, Ian.
To a point, but like I wouldn't get dog nasty dumb idiots to come on my podcast and talk to me.
Well, I mean,
Of course, yeah, that's your prerogative to platform
love dog
who you
ass.
want.
That's why you haven't had me on.
yeah.
Of
Yeah, I
course.
haven't-
Now you
have-
know,
have
and
I
I
been
shouldn't
on?
probably say that out loud, but yeah.
Wow.
And
Sorry.
I appreciate shows like this who'll have someone like Fuentes on, and it's a very leftist mentality. We were talking about this earlier, to think that just because you platform somebody means you sign off and agree with every take they've ever had.
Yep.
And it's just, hey, have the people on, have the people perform, and let the market decide. Let people tell you what they think. Moving on, the Washington Post announces mass layoffs, eliminating its sports department. Whew, it's the death rattle of the legacy media. It continues on and on. Let's see this. Should we play this special report from Brett Baer?
Love it.
Oh,
It's
on
muted.
Whoopsie.
Trying to fix that 1 second.
Oh, here we come.
Is laying off Washington Post
Brett
is laying
Baer
off
looking
1/3 of its staff in the newsroom and other departments. Post began implementing large-scale cutbacks today. It is eliminating its sports department and shrinking the number of journalists it stations overseas. Executive editor Matt Murray says the cuts will be a shock to the system, but that the goal is to create an organization that can grow and thrive again.
I like Brett Baer, but he does not look like he enjoys comedy. That's
It's
all I'm
because he's
saying.
had so much Botox, he doesn't emote
Yeah.
from his face at all.
He's like unbelievably serious. But I mean, okay, shocker. The mainstream media is dying.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
Inevitable. Yeah. This is since 2006. I've seen it coming. I'm surprised the Washington Post is still an organization at all. Same with New York Times. Like, what does anyone read articles other than like this niche?
Me right now
Yeah,
for
exactly.
this show?
But have you read articles since you've been hosting, like in the last month?
Have I read articles? Of course I've read articles, Ian.
I asked the wrong person.
But what they're doing, what they're starting to do, and you're starting to see the new tactics with various outlets, they're getting into podcasting. I know CNN, I'm forgetting her name, but they had that podcaster on for a while. She interviewed Tim Dillon. She interviewed Whitney, I think. A couple,
Cummings?
yeah,
Whitney Houston.
Yeah, Whitney.
Yes, from the
grave.
bathtub.
That would have. I would have paid it too. But they are like they're starting to mimic the independent media space, like with the podcast and stuff. And the left constantly talks about we need the left Joe Rogan, right? Like because they know
You had the left Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
It was Joe Rogan.
It
Yeah.
was Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
I don't think this is like the legacy media dying. If you look at what they're cutting their sports coverage, they're cutting some of their local coverage, but they're keeping the core reason why Jeff Bezos bought the Washington Post, which is this is the paper that politicians are looking at. This is like the main thing in DC. Again, like we said, unless you're Trump, who's obsessed with the New York Times, but like for regular, ordinary politicians, this is their thing. So what they're cutting is like their Olympic coverage. Like he said, they're not sending journalists overseas to the Winter Olympics. They're cutting the sports division. And part of the reason they're doing this is because they lost like 250,000 subscribers by not running an op-ed endorsing Kamala Harris last year, because
Really?
all these lefties are sad about it. So in order to get back at the company, they quit their subscriptions and now they fired their sportscasters. You know, great impact right there by these wonderful individuals.
More than 300 journalists across the newsroom were impacted, with the local and international desks targeted in addition to the sports section, according to reports. Just a handful of the sports team's 45 staffers survived the culling and were set to be reassigned around the organization. Or maybe they could just empty it out and make it an Amazon warehouse.
But I mean, to your point, though, Sean, yeah, the WAPO is important spin machine for a billionaire. I mean, that's essentially what it is at this point.
Yeah, he was the guy. Bezos was the guy who said we're not running a Kamala Harris ad. I think the
Wow.
executive team wanted to, and Bezos
Yeah, the editorial.
smack down.
Bezos W.
But like, you know, there's also like modernization that's going on here. Like Jeff Bezos, I mean, he set up Amazon. It's one of the most efficient companies there is. Like nobody is getting their sports news from a newspaper. Like that's not happening. Like we're not doing that from ESPN anymore. Like people go online, look up the scores really quickly. You can even get little video highlights instantly, like on the internet. So like this, a lot of this is also modernization. Like there's no need to have a bunch of this stuff out here. Also, like the international people that were covering sports, they're going to cover the Winter Olympics. Like who watches that? Like the Greeks didn't do sports in the winter. You think they played ice hockey?
We need another Tanya Harding, Nancy Kerrigan situation to up these views on the Winter Olympics.
I do think
they should make her the commissioner of figure skating.
I do think like the interest in general in sports is like waning. You know, I think like the getting involved in the politics has really hurt them. Also, this poly market stuff, like the betting on it, like I think it's destroyed it. I think, you know, after the FBI story, I think a lot of people are looking at sports as like it's all rigged.
Oh,
like
you
you can't believe anything in it.
Betting on sports via Polymarket?
Yeah, so like, you know, like if you have like they're doing all these micro bets, so it's like, you know, I can't even name a sports guy, but like Aaron Rodgers.
What's a micro bet? A bet smaller than 3 inches?
Yeah, yes, and they're Asian, right?
Well, they busted Chauncey Billups, who was, I think he was the coach of the Portland Trail Blazers, like in some kind of gambling scheme.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, and so like, you know, someone can be like, hey, Aaron Rodgers is going to like fumble 3 times this game or whatever. And then Aaron Rodgers knows that this is like, you know, these bets are happening. And Aaron, I'm not saying anything bad about him because he's great. But, you know, he could be like, oh, I'm going to fumble 3 times and then that thing's going to come true. Remember the dildo story in the NBA? Remember it's like the odds are...
The WNBA.
Yeah, WNBA. Oh. Odds of like someone throwing a dildo on the court. It was
you could bet on the color too.
And they went through different colors.
So then all someone had to do is just go throw the dildo.
Dude, it's so
True.
Kalshi or a Polymarket, any of these, they could say odds that Ian's going to say graphene tonight, and then I could go there, bet on it,
exactly,
and then say it and collect money. That's got to be a felony. Well, I mean, it's got to be. It's illegal.
It's not
bordering on like $1,000. So make 1,000 or more in that.
Because it's technically not. It's technically not betting. It's prediction markets.
Right. It's prediction.
But there's an example of this. Like there was somebody in the Trump team that was aware of the Maduro raid, and he put like $40,000 on Maduro being removed from power like the day before, and I believe they arrested that guy. So
fair.
Like,
but I'm just saying
he
like,
did win big though.
Yeah, I do think, but I think that's hurt sports though. Like the betting was already out of control, but like now that you have all these micro bets, like I really do think like people think sports are rigged, and that was the whole thing with Aaron Rodgers. Remember when he was saying like the colors and he knew it was going to be in the Super Bowl? Like I think there's a growing. You remember this?
This Aaron Rodgers being an idiot. Like
I don't know. Did we fact check him? He might have been right. I don't know.
That year where that theory really took off, it's the color theory that the logo of the Super Bowl, the colors of the teams will always match the logo. Therefore, the
Because
NFL
it's
is
rigged.
But with that, the year that
Scripted.
theory blew up, it was like 2 years ago. Like the incorrect team colors made it to the Super Bowl.
Right.
Like it was just a coincidence.
But to
because
think-
a lot of teams have like red in their color scheme, or it's like not that. It's
Right,
not that
but to
serious.
think like the betting markets don't affect the game has been disproven by the FBI.
So you think the players in the game are seeing these prediction markets and it's affecting their gameplay?
They 100% know, and then their friends and their family can be in these prediction markets.
Unless you're Shohei Ohtani, then you get off 100% scot-free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
But
it,
yes.
it was just his close friend and interpreter.
Oh, of course. Nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
Was that the dude in
Baseball.
The Japanese
Dodgers.
guy, Japanese Babe Ruth. You don't know about
No.
this?
He's like Asian Aaron Judge. He's
No, he's Japanese Babe Ruth. He's a pitcher and a hitter.
right. I mean, like he's just as
Whoa.
big as Aaron Judge.
Shots fired.
And he's
Why is that shots fired?
he's the
pitcher and a hitter?
$700 million man.
Oh, that's great.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like the
Japanese, I
most
like it.
Japanese guy ever because he got a $700 million contract. You know, you give a contract to like that to like some athlete in America from the hood, like they're broke in like 2 weeks somehow. Like it's amazing. But he's like the most Japanese man ever. So he deferred almost all of the money. He only makes $2 million a year. Everything else is going to be paid to him later on with interest. You know, that's like
and
high
he'll
level
be able to open so many dry cleaners and nail salons,
laundromats. You know,
laundromats.
But I mean, as far as like WAPO, so Sean, you're saying that's not a big deal with WAPO. It's fine.
Well, look, there is a big deal when you're laying off journalists because as much as fun as it is to make fun of the media, like we don't do as commentary people original reporting. So like, even though you don't like a lot of these people, like I'm not going to a war zone to like report the facts of a war zone.
But that's fair.
some of these
You have people out there. You have the Shirleys.
Yeah, but you're
and
going to
the
have fewer
Big
people.
Bs.
Well, Nick Shirley's not going to, Somalia, little Mogadishu maybe.
That's a war zone.
Yeah, but like
Probably
you know,
smells
but
like a war zone.
a lot of people are not
Somalia.
going out to these things to do on the ground reporting. And Nick Shirley, that blew up for him, sure, but like that's
Shirley.
like one instance. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you know, it could have gotten really violent if there were actually Somali children in those places. 'cause
But I guess with the
they
advancement of
get
tech,
they get real
Yeah.
sketchy.
It's inevitable, Sean. I think you're right. I think it's inevitable. And alluding to what you're saying, the AI is coming. AI is going to be writing the articles. They don't need dudes to sit there and do it. The AI can do the research 10 times faster, write the article, have another AI check it, have 5 other AIs check
I mean,
it.
that already happens when you ask Grok, or if you ask, you go to Google and just let it go in AI mode. Ask whatever question, who won this game, or what was the score, or what was the spread, like all that stuff's already
AI
happening.
can summarize emails now.
Yeah,
Like
in your phone.
It's
and we also don't
wild.
have to send boots on the ground and journalists. We can like literally send drones and
Kind
you know,
of.
cameras.
That's
Kind
not the
of.
same. Yeah, it's not quite because you don't have the drones can't ask questions yet.
And the drones can't wear boots.
Fair.
Yet.
Yeah.
And the AI summarizing emails is like cool until you get like a 1-sentence email and the summary is like 4 sentences. I'm like, all right, guys, like
Just read the email.
Google, what are you doing?
It's not always more efficient. Most of the time, it's more efficient.
I wonder what WAPO's direction is going to go. Like they need a
They're
social
still gonna-
network.
they're still
Bezos
gonna do
needs
the same thing.
This is a win in this whole thing. I'm among the hundreds of people laid off by the Post. Emmanuel Felton, the WAPO's first race and ethnicity reported on X.
All right,
I knew
that's a
it.
victory.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good you were laid off.
No.
If your whole entire job title is like reporting on racism,
What-
you got to go.
We don't need. We can just look at crime statistics on our own. What do we need a race and ethnicity report? I wasn't even trying to make a joke. I mean, yes, it's a joke.
And you get like what are those called? Not vultures, but those reporters that want crime, night crawlers. They'll
Yep.
go out looking for crime, and then there's a
Leftists?
movie about
Oh.
it. Jake Gyllenhaal, and he would actually make the crime happen so he could report on it. Someone's out there looking for racism.
Supply and demand.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but there's entire, college departments based on that. But humanities
Yep.
departments
Well,
are
like-
basically just like all about race and ethnicity and stuff now.
Like race instances and like journalism, like fact-based journalism, like you don't think they go together. You think they're like bananas and rice, but they kind of are like bananas and rice in that they go together when you really think about it.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Ian doesn't get it. That
What?
she was an idiot.
Did you see the bananas and rice lady?
Oh
No,
God!
I was
What
supposed to
did
do
you
it in
the
South
member
America.
show?
She's
You
in
never
jail
saw
now, isn't she?
Somali
I think so.
Smollett?
I think she got arrested.
No, I missed it. I must
Okay,
have
we
missed
gotta
that
watch
news
that in the
cycle. Is it
member
good?
What was
Let's
that
watch it.
Smollett?
Somali Smollett.
Somali Smollett.
Somaliette.
Yeah, the most Somali thing is bananas and rice.
Oh, I think I'm starting to remember.
Yeah.
That and the head shape.
Yeah. I don't
Pointy chin.
necessarily know. Oh, okay, yes, let's play
Dead
this.
giveaway.
We might save that. Should we save that for the after show? We're gonna save that for the after show.
Oh man. Okay.
We're keeping this a serious broadcast, Sean.
It's a family broadcast.
Speaking of serious broadcast calls for serious news topics, this has been one, and there's a lot of almost all men on this show tonight, which means we need to talk about this very important viral topic, and that is who is more attractive, Sabrina Carpenter or Sydney Sweeney? Not to toot my own horn, but this tweet I tweeted did very well.
Oh,
Straight men are attracted to what seems like a low-maintenance beauty, confidence, and a sense of humor, while women and gays notice and appreciate obvious effort into one's appearance. Also, I can assume any smart man is turned off by an obvious Hollywood clapping seal who resembles a young Hillary Clinton. This has been a much debated topic. It seems like more women are going to go for Sabrina Carpenter. Especially liberal women are going to prefer her, and
It's because they're wrong.
It seems Sydney Sweeney, of course, obvious. It goes without saying. Her knockers are A++, S tier knockers for sure. Maybe that's why a lot of the men folks seem to like her. But I also think Sydney Sweeney, and I was I forget who I was tweeting with about this, but I think part of what certainly men, I mean, correct me, men around me, but she seems to be a little bit more at ease with herself, not so constructed, not so manufactured like Sabrina is. She seems to just be comfortable in her own skin. She's not out there, pretending to be liberal. She handled the whole American Eagle jeans controversy, I think, with a lot of class and grace.
Poise and grace.
Grace. You can't just have a little grace. So I don't know, Ian, what you think?
Sydney's so much hotter, is what I think.
You think Sydney's hotter?
I'll tell you why. Because that Sabrina Carpenter, did she have a cheek job done or something?
A cheek job?
Her cheeks all? Did she get a bunch of facial
those
work?
are
Which
her-
cheeks? Or is that just her face?
Those might be her own cheeks.
Or this just her? Is that her normal face without plastic surgery? That girl on the right?
That's just makeup.
I can't confirm. She may use fillers, some Botox, but I think those are her original cheeks.
All the weird ass chemicals that people inject are like health redux. What makes a girl hot is healthiness. If she's shooting stuff into her face, that's gross and unhealthy and makes her sicker, which makes her less viable candidate for mating, which makes her less attractive. In my
Those
opinion.
boobs look healthy.
I don't care
I think
about the
I
shape
think
of
the strongest
things.
evidence that Sydney Sweeney's more attractive is women are saying that Sabrina Carpenter's more attractive.
Yes.
The fact that women are saying,
basically-
because women undercut each other all the time.
That's fair.
There's evidence that a hairdresser will cut the hair of a woman they
Stop.
think a hairdresser if they're cutting the hair of a woman they think is prettier than them, they will cut their hair shorter than if they think the woman is not as attractive as them.
That's I mean, I have an old Italian, shout out to Rita at Salon Bottega in White Plains. She would never do such a thing.
That you know of. Here's a hot take. I don't think any of them, either of them, are hot. When you see these girls that are in,
Gays?
Well, you're married, so you have to say
Yeah,
just because you
the
don't
correct
think
answer
my wife
from
is the
married
hottest
man.
woman in
just
the
because
world.
you don't think they're hot doesn't mean you can't say one is prettier than the other.
No, what
Those
I'm
are two
saying is
different things.
neither of them look like this in real life. I mean, this is what Hollywood
Sydney
does.
Sweeney
think
probably
Sydney
looks
Sweeney,
like that.
she's
She was
just
just like
Sabrina
doing an
Carpenter.
interview. Look at that picture of Sydney Sweeney.
She's just
She's
wearing
not all
a
done up.
jacket and some sass.
I'm telling you, these Hollywood tips and tricks that they do on these girls and guys, like these people do not look like what they look like in these photos. Come on. You guys, you know.
Thank you.
There's honesty
Ian, you
to
were in
that.
Hollywood, you know.
Yeah, but not always. Sometimes you get candid shots. I mean, I don't think she's probably wearing makeup, Sydney on the left.
A little
100%.
but she's
she
not
just kind
done
of looks
up.
normal.
But photos can get doctored up after the fact. I mean, come on. You
But
know
that's
this,
from a
right?
video. That's
This is a screenshot
from an interview.
an
interview where the
interview.
interviewer was
I mean,
trying
look,
to embarrass her.
Yep.
I wouldn't say that. I'm not. You're right that there are consistently photos of people put out that are doctored and stuff, but this particular photo of Sydney Sweeney is very much a normal not done up, because you've seen pictures of Sydney Sweeney when she's got just as much makeup as Sabrina Carpenter there, and I think she looks pretty in those photos, but you can tell the difference between the type of makeup that she's wearing when she's on the red carpet or when she's done up for a photo shoot. I mean, she just released a lingerie brand or whatever. All the pictures of that, she's all very done up, a lot of lipstick and blah, blah, blah. And you can really tell the difference. That particular picture that we were just showing, right there, go up.
Let's
go up.
show
right
this
there.
one to the
No, that one
people.
right
They've
there.
been
That's
good.
Sydney Sweeney when she's got a lot of makeup on. So she's done up. The one
I don't even see makeup. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh my god.
but the picture in question, she's just wearing, normal, like, I'm going out to do interviews kind of makeup.
Yeah,
So-
like, listen, guys, it's not that complicated. The answer is would. Like, come on. Like, we don't need to be gay and factor in personality or political beliefs. We're talking about attractiveness. Now, there's like a bunch of ways you could rate it. Like, Sabrina Carpenter's 2 years younger. That's a positive. That's usually better.
Two is like, that's nothing.
I mean, it's something. Like, he's talking about fertility, so like you got to factor that
Two is
in.
nothing.
But yeah, they're attractive women. I understand why people prefer Sydney Sweeney. I probably would be in that camp as well. And that's probably because I saw Sabrina Carpenter in that Tall Girl movie and I didn't like it.
Tall Girl movie?
Yeah, Netflix's Tall Girl. It's an amazing
Is it
feature
about
film.
Pearl Davis? I've never
Sabrina
heard of
Carpenter's
this.
very
She's
short,
the
though.
she's the little big sister to Tall Girl. But yeah, like there's no need to be like super gay about it and be like, ooh,
This
these
would be
are
a good
both
poll,
these are
chat
both
poll
photoshops.
question.
Yes,
Like,
chat
bro,
poll.
relax,
put it
calm
in-
down. Would, and I gotta give love to Tony Ortiz, who's super right wing, the current Revolt guy, because he loves Sabrina Carpenter. And he's not apologetic about it.
And this is Sabrina with no makeup.
Beautiful. Look at that. Gorgeous.
Looks
Sabrina
better.
Carpenter,
I don't
that's
believe
actually
it.
Sabrina
Looks better
Carpenter with
without-
no makeup, really?
I don't know how
Probably
old
got
this
some
photo is.
sunlight.
And there's also some
She
old,
looks
older
completely
photos of her with
Nothing
brunette.
like
That's what
she
I'm
does
saying.
with-
Yeah,
That's what I'm
completely
saying.
different person.
I would love to see
Yeah,
her
I would love
toning
to put
back
that
the
up.
makeup. Just
Yeah.
be more au naturel. I mean, she's got great bone structure.
What's the point I'm making? Like, we were talking about this last night. So, like, literally in Hollywood, what they do is they take the foreskin of Asian babies
Whoa!
and they thread it into their face to keep themselves young. I mean, what's going on in Hollywood is absolutely insane to preserve beauty.
Man, there's some
Wow,
some
I wasn't
older
prepared for
actresses.
that.
Yeah, I have
that's
no idea.
that's a deep cut.
Oh, Madonna. That
Literally.
was someone I was thinking.
No,
of.
Sandra Bullock. Sandra Bullock exposed that on the Ellen show.
Right, I remember that.
I was just thinking all the work Madonna had done, and like, man, she was a good-looking woman, and now she looks like
She did
kind
what?
of a creature that was created in a laboratory.
In
with all
Hollywood,
that-
the options are get old and be irrelevant, or look insane.
Yeah.
and
Those
then
are
like,
two
what, and,
options.
or be Kate Blanchett. Like, is there? There's a few actresses that are like in their 60s
Pam
and
Anderson.
70s.
Yeah.
No, Pam Anderson is an example of what a turnaround career that woman has had. Sex object, always made up in her 20s, 30s, and now she's doesn't wear makeup. She's
It's
happy.
great. Yeah.
Well, that was
I-
like
I
her,
think
her
no.
makeup artist died, and like she didn't want anybody else to do her makeup. Like there was actually something sweet
Maybe
and
she just didn't know
endearing in
how to
that.
do her own makeup because she's so reliant on the makeup artist.
That's fair. That's fair.
It's wild. She looks like a different person. Without
That is a
makeup.
thing in Hollywood.
I don't
They
know
have
if
their own
either of
people.
you, any of you mentioned this, but like part of why people find Sydney Sweeney, because it's just maybe she seems like a better hang. Is that part of it?
Yeah, I mean, she definitely seems more down to earth,
I don't know. I think that's performative. Like when the
Sean, you're just like
when-
everything about his face.
Wow.
100%. Like when
you're in
Can't you just
Hollywood,
let your penis
I
take
don't
the
trust
wheel,
you.
Sean?
Okay.
Just for a minute.
For
when
once?
you're no. When you're married as long as I am, you start thinking logically about things. And with
Sean,
her,
we do not think
I
logically
think the
about things.
conservatives backed the wrong horse with this one. I don't think Sydney Sweeney is a friendly.
Wrong horse.
I think
Wrong
There-
horse.
wrong horse.
There's a chance she could come out as left wing in the future.
I
You
think
are
she's-
right about that.
yeah, I
and like
100% think
let's
she
be
will.
real. Like again, while I don't like Sabrina Carpenter, I didn't even know she made music until my wife told me. Like I don't like her because of that Tall Girl movie. Like Sydney Sweeney's in that Euphoria show. And like
Right.
you think you're going in there to see Sydney Sweeney, but the whole season 1 is like some fat girl discovering her sexuality and like Zendaya just being like on the show. So like, that is kind of a crime against Sydney Sweeney, or like a mark against her that she lures you into that show, right?
Yeah, 100%. Like, and you got to remember, like, she's a product of the people around her. And in Hollywood, it is literal crazy people. Like,
But she lives in Florida and she's a registered Republican.
And
Yeah,
she's dating Scooter Braun, who discovered Justin Bieber.
And Trump has the best clip ever where he's like, if she's a registered Republican, I love her ad. If she's a registered Republican.
yeah, well, again, We'll see. I mean, like, only time will tell, but I do think she is one that's going to turn as soon as being MAGA isn't cool.
You think she's a fair weather?
I 100%
she's a
do.
Whitney Cummings?
She's not really
100%
MAGA.
do.
She's not really.
Whitney Cummings. Shots fired. Whoa.
I just sneak that in there just without comment.
What about Whitney?
No, you missed it.
Oh,
Ian.
I
It's
missed
okay.
it. Did you guys
Yeah.
dog on my girl? Whitney.
I love Whitney.
Love you, babe.
Yeah.
She's
She
great,
married.
but
She happy
she's-
now. Got a little one. Come on, Sydney Sweeney all the way.
Her
Okay.
jeans are blue. Sorry, I
Her
don't
jeans
know
are
what
blue.
happened.
I love Sydney Sweeney. I want to have her on the show one day.
Yeah, you
You
would.
should.
Frasek wouldn't. He's like, oh, women.
I've been married too long.
He's like,
now.
ew.
How long have you been married?
15 years.
So is that when you stop seeing other
We
women?
haven't
Yeah,
had-
then it's actually a great feeling for you young guys. Like when you're married that long, like you
I'm
don't have to
older
worry
than you.
about.
Wait, are you
women
from
anymore.
Vermont? Because there wasn't gay marriage legal for 15 years.
I don't think gay exists. I don't think gay people are real.
You think it's just a phase?
Keep telling
no,
that
I
to
think
yourself.
it's fake, 100%.
Hey, in my defense, I didn't bring up the Sydney Sweeney, Sarah Carpenter
No, fair.
event.
I
I
didn't say
did.
you
It was
did.
me.
Lady,
It was all. It was the
I'm just
girl.
answering questions,
Was
but
that
I was
brought
getting turned
It
on.
was a
I'm gonna
total
be
girl
honest.
story.
Whoa.
You know.
Yeah, I was trying to like not talk too much because I was like, the more I say it, the more real it
The
becomes.
microphone's moving without your hands.
You all right there, Ian?
I think I'm fine.
Scooch away. I think I chose my seat poorly.
This show got weird.
Yeah. What?
So what would you rate? 10? They're both 10s, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean-
it's just who would get a wood?
Listen, number ratings are also gay because like don't use math.
Yeah.
Just yes or no.
Yeah.
Right.
Hot or
Just
not?
wood or
Hot or not
or
Did you,
.com.
you guys remember hotornot.com?
Yeah.
it's wood or like that's really it.
Wood or eh.com?
Yeah,
I mean,
like
look-
wood, or
Yeah, I mean, look, they're both pretty, but I do think that it's pretty simple to say, look, I prefer this look or that look or that person to the other person. There is some kind of substance, I think, to Sean's point that, the whole makeup thing, they really do overdo it, I think. But the idea that you can never find pictures of people in Hollywood without makeup, I think that's totally wrong, too.
Yeah, I agree. And it's. I mean, it's all fake. Everything in Hollywood's fake.
Wait a minute, you just agreed
And
that you
gay.
can find pictures of people.
Oh no!
When
You said you can.
I think
Oh no!
you-
I think they
Yeah.
bury that stuff just like their real name.
there's candid photos that
Yeah.
people posted of Sydney Sweeney where they like shot her in a pool in her backyard.
Yeah.
Like,
Social
there's
media.
real
Paparazzi
creep
photos
stuff. Just-
everywhere.
Well, TMZ does that all the time.
What I loved about Whitney, I don't know if you guys know the story. So she she was being blackmailed on Instagram because she was like doing a some kind of dress rehearsal and like doing a wardrobe change or whatever, and like on her phone she had a picture like where like one of her boobs popped out. You guys know the story?
Really? No.
You guys know the story?
Oh, but you know this story,
And
but
then-
you can't tell if women are attractive. Got it.
Oh no, it's a great story because this is exactly how you should handle it. So she had someone hack her Instagram account and then use those photos as blackmail, right?
Oh,
and they
wow.
said, yeah, so they were like, hey, we have all this dirt on you. We're gonna release all this stuff if you don't, give us it's like whatever hundreds of thousands of dollars or
A
whatever.
vial of bathwater.
Yeah. So you know what she did?
Release them.
Yep. That's exactly how you handle that.
That is diabolical.
Yeah, she was like, you know what? We got these blackmailers. They're coming after me. I'm just going to release this on my own.
Yeah.
I think that's the perfect way to do it.
Breaking news from our favorite cackling hyena. It's true. Kamala Harris just said on her Twitter she will be running again. Wow.
That's pure comedy.
Is that her actual Kamala HQ? That's not her personal account. That's like
The campaign
her
account.
That's the campaign account.
She's running. Well,
This
that's
was the
probably a
announcement?
mistake.
Oh.
What is that noise?
Oh, it's a terrible mistake.
Yeah.
I love it.
Remember, last time that she ran, not when she ran against Donald Trump, when she was inserted after Joe Biden had to drop out, but when she ran, she dropped out before California because she was going to win 0 delegates.
Yeah.
And if you win 0 delegates, in your home state, your political career is over. She has no chance.
And there's
Absolutely no chance.
So
There's
then why
more
is she running
context to
again?
that. They moved California up in the primary cycle to Super Tuesday to give her a bigger advantage,
Oh,
and she
wow.
was gone before Iowa. So
Yeah.
they actually
Wow.
were trying to rig it in favor of her. It ended up helping Bernie Sanders, of all people, because that's the one state he won on Super Tuesday that mattered and kept him in the race a little longer, and she still blew it.
Yeah.
I think
Wow.
this is great. I can't wait. There's going to be so much good content coming out of this. Her laugh. We're going to get more takes. Will the Democrats do what they did last time, though, and install her?
No, because they don't have the presidency. They're not going to do that.
Fair.
They're going to have a primary, and she's going to get absolutely BTFO'd. I mean, look, it's incredibly likely that it's going to be Gavin Newsom. I know it's still early, but Gavin Newsom is the one that really is kind of in the pole position now. I don't know who else is going to jump in. It's too early to say that someone's going to win, but Kamala Harris has lost twice now. I don't see her being able to convince even Democrats that she's the heir apparent.
She must have an agenda, something she wants to say to the world, and she wants to take 6 weeks to do it. So she's going to raise a bunch of money, blow people's money, get her agenda spoken, and then defer to Gavin Newsom and become maybe his VP or endorse AOC and Gavin Newsom.
Imagine being VP twice. How embarrassing.
Oh, man.
I think she's going to endorse the auto pen. I think it's going to be. She's going to throw her full support behind our previous president.
Well, what's going to be interesting is whether or not she does Joe Rogan. So, like, Joe's told the story on this, and, her team was like, Joe canceled, or he didn't want me on, or whatever. That wasn't the story. Like, Joe actually told the actual story where, they had a date worked out. They had, the booking set and everything, and they're the ones that backed out on Joe. And I forgot, I don't know if they actually had the date, but, like, he was trying his butt off to get her on the show, and her team was refusing. I think she's going to have, it'll be interesting to see if he allows her to go back on.
Well,
but
if she doesn't spend if she hasn't spent the past year doing everything she can to get ready and spend the next 3 years doing media, doing practice media, doing media training stuff. Like, if she hasn't done that, she has no chance. If AOC runs, which I don't know, I mean, look, Congress people generally don't run. They don't really have a chance, but AOC kind of has her finger on the pulse of the Democrat Party. If AOC runs, AOC will smoke her because she's far more politically talented.
Good on social.
Yeah, she has no chance.
Better at making drinks.
No chance.
Yeah.
It depends, because we don't know how Ocasio-Cortez is going to do with black voters and the way the Democratic primary is structured, which is why I was able to predict Biden winning the primary a year before it happened and turning around in South Carolina, is that you have Iowa, New Hampshire, then you have Nevada, and then it's all majority black states. So if you can't win older black voters, you can't get through it. And a lot of times they vote for the establishment candidate with name recognition. So, like, she might have a better chance than you're giving her credit for in the primary, or at least earlier on.
Who do you think Clyburn would prefer? Because Clyburn's the key.
He's the one who pushed Biden to put her on the ticket in the first place. So
do you think Clyburn would go with AOC or Kamala
Not
Harris?
AOC, but he's the one who pushed to get Kamala on Biden's ticket in the first place. So,
but do you think he'd choose
I think
Kamala
he might
Harris over AOC?
For sure.
Yeah? Really?
Because what does AOC do for him?
Yeah, well, and I think Newsom definitely will be the candidate, and not because of the hair, but because he actually, unlike AOC, has gone on the other side. He had Charlie on. He talks to conservatives. He's been doing the outreach on the other side. AOC doesn't. AOC doesn't go on Rogan's podcast, or even Lex Friedman, even safe not liberal podcasts. You won't do it. So I think that's going to hurt her.
I genuinely think, though, if you're a Democrat and you're looking at your candidates, you should never just go get Kamala Harris's book, 107 Days, and realize that this is somebody you should never vote for president, because the whole thing is excuses. And it's like, if only I had more time. If only I would have loved to talk about this policy idea, but only I had more time. It's like, first of all, her biggest boost was in the beginning, so she needed less time. They needed to announce her and run the propaganda campaign 2 days before the election and hope that worked. But she's been in politics forever. She was the vice president for years. Biden was super old, and we wish him well and all that. He could have passed away at any point in time. And she's like, I had no time to think of a policy agenda. She was doing nothing her whole time as VP. So she's like, I had no time to do anything. She has no plan. All she wants is her own power. That's it. And also, crucial question, Kamala or Hillary?
Whoa.
What do you mean, Kamala or Hillary?
Honestly, Hillary.
For the straights at the table.
I have to say Kamala, just because Hillary is
Are you talking about president or something else?
You got to put them in their prime.
He's talking about something else.
Oh, you're talking about
Hillary Clinton's way
I
higher.
would say Kamala.
Really?
Yes, that's easy. If you had to.
Serge set up the poll for the audience.
I get messed. I'm what they call sapiosexual. I like Well, it's,
have
I said the word sexual, but
nightmares.
that it just means I get turned on by like a smart mind. Like the mind gets me. So Hillary, Kamala's.
You're
like,
not worried, like, if you performed poorly, Hillary would, have you thrown in a bag and
I
dumped in
don't
the
ever
ocean?
worry
He
about
wants Hillary to throw him in a bag.
Yeah, he's
You're
into
into
that.
that.
I can't wait for like the part 2 of Mindy Kaling and Kamala doing Indian cooking or whatever the hell they were doing. Oh,
Yeah.
it's gonna be great.
No, I think that the Democrats. Well, I don't actually know. I don't know. I want to say if the Democrats were smart, they would go with someone like Gavin Newsom. They've lost, every time they've run a woman or an identity candidate, they've lost. Right? They ran Joe Biden, white guy. If they went with Gavin Newsom, they probably have the best chance.
I agree.
Yeah.
And he's, like I said, he's the one that's real. He started his own podcast. Like, I can't stand the guy, but he gets it more than the other candidates.
And his policies would be just as far left as Kamala Harris. He's not like some kind of centrist guy. He may run as a centrist guy. He went on Sean Ryan's podcast and said, "Oh, I'm a gun owner." BS.
Yeah.
But like he could run as a centrist, and then all the policies, just like Biden. Like I'm the middle of the road kind of normal Democrat guy. Then he gets in, and next thing you know, there's dudes whipping fake boobs out on the White House lawn.
I think that it's going to be Kamala, AOC, and Gavin on stage at some point debating. Kamala will probably inevitably drop out, and then AOC and Gavin will go at it, and then people will love seeing their camaraderie, and then AOC will bow out and become his VP.
But AOC hasn't said she's running yet, right?
But I mean, who else? Who else has any charisma in that party?
The
Pritzker
only
could
way
say he's going to
AOC
run. There's people out there that
The only
Pritzker?
way-
JD Pritzker.
Oh yeah, he's definitely going to run. But the only way AOC wouldn't run is if she runs for that Senate seat. Like,
And I
It's
see,
probably
I see
smarter to
her
do that, too.
wanting to follow in Pelosi's footsteps and basically be the next
Run the
Nancy.
House.
but remember,
Yeah.
Wes Moore from Maryland is going to run. Like, that's Obama's like chosen person that probably will get that Clyburn endorsement. Like, there's a bunch of candidates that they have. I mean, Nick Shirley did knock out Tim Walz, who was
I was
clearly
going to say,
gonna run again.
I hope she picks him
Ooh,
again, but
that was-
probably can't. He
that
might
was
be in
TV
jail.
Waltz
brutal
knocks
KO.
himself out if he was overseeing that
And
garbage.
he is retarded. Sorry. Like, when he was on the campaign, like, oh, they got all so upset when Trump said he was retarded. Like,
He really is. It's so scary. He,
He
was a
really-
sneeze away from being VP.
he was like, dude, like, he literally had like retarded gestures, like on stage
his
and
frown,
stuff. Like, he couldn't.
his face is like,
Yeah.
It's like a
when
cartoon.
he smiles, it's like,
yeah.
Yeah, it was horrible. I saw him actually live in Milwaukee. He was like just the biggest idiot on stage. And, she tried to be presidential and stuff. And he's like,
They just
like,
picked him because he's a white dude, and that was all they
Well,
thought they
and
provided.
because
he wasn't Jewish.
Josh Shapiro
Yeah.
tanked the interview, so like there was
Oh,
that.
yeah.
And like it's funny because you read there's a campaign book, I forgot what it was, Fire or something like that, and they're like Josh Shapiro did not want to be her VP, and he basically told her that he was not a guy who plays second fiddle. Then you read Kamala Harris's book, and she can't ever take a loss. So it's like,
Wow.
oh, I felt like my driver didn't like Josh Shapiro, and this is literally in the book.
Your driver,
yeah, like
who's brown.
no, her Swedish driver's a really
Oh.
good assessment of character, and she's like, I didn't like that he didn't want to like listen to me or some such thing. So she didn't take him. She didn't take the astronaut from Arizona because he didn't endorse the PRO Act early enough. So like,
is that Mark Kelly?
yeah. So it was a terrible choice on her part.
we'll never get Kamala, but maybe we get Montel Williams on here. That'd be great.
So
get some
true.
Yes.
Inside baseball.
The
Yes.
menage a trois.
Spilling all the tea. And guys, definitely don't try to hack the password to Kamala HQ. Should we pull up that
Listen-
image? Is that funny?
Yes.
Do not try to hack it.
It should say don't
You just put it on
come.
for a second.
Don't come.
I do. It was up.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Don't come would have been a better joke.
I can't believe
yeah.
I can't
Don't
believe
come.
in one of the closest elections of all time, Hillary Clinton is currently winning in the poll. Like, you guys know Kamala cooks. She talks about food all the time.
yeah, I know. She cooks Indian food with Mindy Kaling.
Half of her book is like, I was cooking up pancakes. I was making Dougie's favorite thing. By the way, get the audiobook. Kamala Harris reads it herself.
Oh, God.
It is excruciating.
I think
Oh,
Indians have lost so much favor that she's gonna really have to lean in on the black side this time.
Well, that's what she did last
Yeah, she's
time.
had
Yeah.
to switch.
Kind of did. She code switch. She was going back and
she
forth.
was well, I mean, she was doing she did a Sofia Vergara like accent at one point. She's like,
That's
I
right.
love you,
That's right.
my Latinos. So she was doing whatever, but
She's
like,
doing
you know.
everything except for Joe Rogan's podcast. She did everything.
No, I meant
but-
like every accent.
I know.
Yeah, that
I
really
know.
hurt her. I mean, she was screwed anyway, but
I like when she finally did the interview with Tim Walz and they put her at a little baby desk, like made her look as
They
weak as
did.
possible in the
That's right.
restaurant. Like real great stuff right there.
Yeah, I'm excited that she's running again because we're gonna get a ton of comedy out of it.
I love it.
We don't know if she's running. She might announce a nonprofit. Like,
Yeah, come on.
come on.
Maybe she might announce a competing lingerie line.
I mean, that is a fair point. Is it a little early to announce you're running?
Why?
I mean,
Unless she's announcing a run for the governor of
Fair.
California, which, there was rumors that she was thinking about doing that.
yeah, because we still got.
I saw someone say
years.
that it looks like that a Republican might actually be, or 2 Republicans might be on the ballot for California governor.
Wow.
That's if they all
that'd be
split. They're going to
wild.
drop out because of the way their jungle primary works. So.
Yeah, but it's like the Republicans, like in New York. Like, what was that guy's name that ran? He was not a Republican.
Lee Zeldin?
No, the guy that got like none of the guy with the beret.
Oh, Curtis Sliwa.
Yeah,
He's
Sliwa.
the best.
Oh, my-
He should have
was-
won. He just doesn't
no.
have enough money.
He's not a real Republican. I mean, he was up there
Well,
talking all the woke
He
talking
could
points.
fix New York. He's
That's the fault of the Republican Party. They let him run unopposed in the primary because they thought Cuomo had it on lock, so they didn't even try to run a real candidate.
Yeah, but he
So-
wasn't a real Republican.
he was like a
He wasn't- he's a
sacrificial
goof.
lamb.
Yeah.
You know
Didn't
who
he
they
hate
should vote
Trump?
for?
No, I like him and everything, but he's a goof. Like,
Yeah.
he is.
Yeah.
They should absolutely have Larry Sharpe as the next governor. He would fix it all.
They should have voted for the Legend of Zeldin.
Ah.
They should have.
I'm still excited to see how it pans out with Mamdani.
Yeah.
I think like the reverse. I think he sounded very communist at the top, but like he's not going to be able to do as much as he promised when he was running.
But he's gonna. I mean, we were talking today. 17 people now have passed away just because of that
Up to
one storm.
17 homeless have died in the last 2 weeks.
because of his
And
terrible
that's,
policies.
That's on his watch.
And there was a guy that was shot by the police because he was charging them with a knife, and he's up there being like, "Oh, we feel terrible for the family," and blah blah blah. He's throwing the law enforcement under the bus in New York. It's gonna get bad.
Wow.
in New
All
York.
he really has control over are the cops and the schools. It's like he can't make the buses free.
No.
He can't do that.
I would like to get some super chats in
Yes.
on whether or not my checkpoint idea makes sense. I would
Yeah, or
really.
my-
No, I want to
Easy
get the
pass.
ones in that call you out for not being a straight when it came to that debate.
More importantly, everybody kindly smash the like button,
straight.
share the show, and join us on timcast.com to join the Late Show and our Discord, or say whatever. Just tell them we are going to Super Chats and Rumble Rants. Whoops, I read that part. But we are. We're going to
quiet
Super
part out
Chats
loud.
and we're going to Rumble Rants.
Chat me.
Like all of us, subscribe to all of us, please. Why don't you? Thank you.
Especially Chrissie Mayr.
That was such a prompt or snafu I just had. Should we be reading this one?
Yeah, let's read that one.
Okay. From David Brick something. This is going to be unrelated, but has anyone else noticed that Sam Cedar looks like the evil scientist from the Grounded video game? I don't understand that
I've never
reference.
played
Pull up an image.
I've been looking at it, the game, but I didn't buy it.
Like, hate makes you so ugly. If you look at that guy early in his career, he looks completely different. Like, it just. I mean, Sean, the expert here, can tell us. But
I'm not a big fan of Sam Cedar, but he's like 58 years old, and he looks like he's 42.
No, he looks
you
like
know
he's
what?
82.
Like, we gotta give
Sorry.
credit. No, you're wrong.
No, he looks
Like, I'm
horrible. He's
sorry.
disfigured. The hate is really
Look at this. He's
gone to his
again.
face.
He's blinded by
talking
ideology.
Sam Cedar? Oh my God,
doesn't
he
look
looks
like he's
horrible.
80.
He looks horrible. The guy, if you look at him from the beginning, hate really does
Well,
have
that's
a toll.
true.
It
Listen,
does take
pain
a
and
toll.
anger
Again,
and all that
not a
can age
fan
you.
of him, and sometimes he dresses like
Bro, this guy does not look like he's
Sometimes
80.
he dresses like the brawny paper towel guy.
He looks like an asshole.
But he's gobbling up that adrenochrome or something. Like the guy, look at him.
If you put a little, if he took the gray out of his beard, get a little Just for Men in there, he would not look like he's.
He has.
If
He
you
has
pull up his age, he's like
transformed
he's
into
almost
a
60 years
troll.
old.
He has literally
old is
turned
he?
into the troll that he is.
No, he's like a
He looks
nerdy looking
horrifying.
guy, but he does. You're just wrong. He doesn't.
Oh,
look
and
old.
you're okay. I'm not straight, and you're saying how
He's
hot
59.
Sam Cedar
I
is
didn't
right
say that.
now.
Yes, but no,
There's a
okay.
difference between saying someone doesn't look like they're
All right.
80 and saying they're hot.
Yeah,
Sam
you guys keep
Cedar
talking about how hot
is-
Sam Cedar is. I think he looks like a
Sam Cedar
garden
is
gnome.
59 years old.
Nice job.
Yeah, and he's saying he
Sam.
looks 80. He doesn't look 80.
Plus,
Like,
he's a
it's not
Hollywood guy,
true.
so you can't trust that age. No, he looks.
You wanna
horrible.
check
He
his
looks
makeup?
Horrifying.
Listen, I know
I can't stand that
I know
guy.
he's not popular around these parts. I'm not a fan of him either. but like he doesn't look 80.
You're
like,
saying how hot he is.
Like
so
don't be such a gay about
Look,
it.
Sean, would you or would you not? That's what it
Would.
comes down to.
That's the answer. No, I actually asked Sam Cedar to go on a double date, and he did reject me on the Culture War episode. He said he would not.
God.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
You
His
asked him to
loss.
go on a double date.
I did on the
That's so
well,
gay.
actually it's a single date, but I did want to go on 2 dates.
It's
with
just
him,
sounding
so
gayer and
that's-
gayer and gayer.
Not a double
But
date.
he
just 2
rejected
dates.
both of them. It was like really rude. He
I'm
wouldn't,
like,
he wouldn't have me
oh.
on his show in studio afterwards. He felt weird about it.
I'm like, oh, these two fake Hollywood girls aren't hot, and you're like, Sam Cedar, I want to go on a date with them.
He
and
doesn't look
I'm the
80. It's
gay.
just like you're factually wrong. I am an objective evaluator of all things.
He's horrifying. He looks
All right,
horrifying.
super chat from R Sergeant 31. Bro, did you all not watch the movie Bicentennial Man with Robin Williams? Just
did.
wait 100 years. They're going to give robots the right to vote. They already told us the plan.
Yeah. I'm fine with it. I give them rights over illegals. I'm 100% on board with that. I mean, like, have the illegals leaving the country crying and stuff, and then say full citizenship
Let's see,
for the
who's going to
robots.
do a better job on our roof, the Mexicans or the robots?
Robots.
And whoever
Robots.
wins gets to vote.
Nah, there's something about like a Mexican doing construction. Like it can't be beaten by the machine.
Totally disagree.
Are you
What a
kidding?
compliment to the Mexicans.
I had roof or water damage in my condo, and it was great because they had like two white guys come and say they did the assessment. They're like, oh, you know, we're going to do this and this and this and this. And then I come back and it's 2 days later when they start, it's two Mexican guys and it looks terrible.
No, you're
Looks
just
horrible
wrong.
now.
This is like black people with the bass guitar. Like you hand it to them, they'll act like they don't know what to do with it. But 5 minutes, they'll be figuring it out. You're part Mexican, man. You should have just went up there.
I know
like
how
started
terrible they are.
sensing about what was going on, and you would have just put it together.
Yeah.
From Dan Vicious, hey, who's this Guido on Timcast lately?
That would be Sean.
It's
That would
got to
be
be
Frasier
Sean
later.
Frasier.
Not a Guido, but I'll
Nice
take it.
You're
Yeah,
not.
Guido.
Your eyebrows tell a different story.
Everyone, any country I go to, they think I'm the thing. So if I'm in Egypt, they think I'm Egyptian. If I'm in Italy, they think
You're
I'm
ethnically
Italian.
But you did go to the
Yeah.
gym before the show, right?
Yeah.
What are you, like Byzantine or German or something?
Mexican and
Byzantine.
Irish.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're,
I'm American.
your DNA goes
Mexican
way
and
back.
Irish.
Yeah, that's technically what I am.
From Dan Vicious again. Hey, Chrissy. Hey, guys. Can we play Ricky Lindholm's Hysteria video for Chrissy when we get to Rumble only? Sabrina looks like she was painted by drag queens.
Sure.
That is
I mean,
fair.
that's just kind of normal, though.
That's
doesn't she?
fair.
I
And
guess.
like that's not her real hair color or her real eye color, right?
Oh
That's,
my God, here we
right?
go.
Really? I don't know.
Bro,
Am I-
go look at the Fox News women. They're not blondes over there either. Like,
I'm not. Listen,
I'm not even a real redhead.
Again, here.
I know. I'm very disappointed by that.
I'm 5'11". I know we were just talking about ourselves for a minute. I don't know.
No,
I was
but
just
no,
shocked
seriously,
by
that's
that.
not her real hair color and her eye color, right?
I
Like,
do have a sock in my pants.
I knew it.
just getting
I knew
gayer
there
and
was a
gayer.
reason you weren't-
Santos was on last night, Sean. You missed it.
It was like at the bottom of the pants and where the ankles are on my feet. I'm not covering for you anymore, Sean. I
What?
can't do it.
Mendos 871 says,
Thank
I
you.
think men find Sydney more attractive than Sabrina because Sydney doesn't come across as a blatant whore who will cheat on you in a heartbeat.
Have you seen the show Euphoria? Has anybody seen anything
have.
Sydney's done?
No, we're not
acting,
16
Sean.
years
She's
old.
acting.
Yeah, acting as a
Actoring.
complete whore and having complete nude sex scenes constantly. I'm not a prude like
that's
Tate, but I
HBO.
am taking Tate's position here. I'm
You are
going to
sitting
be a
in his
little
seat,
bit of a
yeah.
prude. The whole thing in Hollywood where we still need sex scenes, I think that's so archaic.
Do you know that Superman in
Really?
the movie can't really fly?
100%.
Oh, okay, all right.
But I don't
totally
need to
sure.
see naked people in movies, especially when I'm watching it with my
Jealous?
parents or my family. And
You're
then all
watching
of a sudden,
Euphoria with your parents.
I'm not. Listen, when you're watching, I didn't know what it was. Okay, Sean. I came across it. I was like, "This is a word I like," and we
You
turned
put
it
on
on.
at the retirement home for their
Don't
community
judge
show.
his family movie night.
Yeah, don't judge my family's movie night.
They liked it more than you. That was the weird thing.
That's
just
really weird.
Dunking on.
From Wolf3741, regardless of the topic, there is no point worrying about left-wing optics. No matter what happens, the commies will spin it however they like, and the brain-dead masses will slurp it up. If our base says it's good, it's good.
Nope.
100%.
Disagree.
I love that.
Disagree.
I
You
love
that.
have to
100%.
know your enemy in the way they think. If you think people are the opponent, you must understand their perception. Then you can manipulate it way easier.
I don't.
Understanding it is different than caring about it. Like I
think
can
it doesn't matter.
understand something and not care about it at the same
but like
time.
what matters for us should be what is true. And if you look at where ICE was before the surge and what the policies were before the surge, The Trump administration got the win, and they only gave up 700 ICE agents, but there were 80, not 2,300 before the surge. That's a win. If the left gets a PR win and they think that they got a capitulation like from their side and that gets them to calm down, that's a good thing. So yeah, the perception is a good thing. This is like at the end of the 12-day war, like Israel declared victory, Iran declared victory, the United States declared victory. That's fine. But like what actually happened was a bunch of nuclear facilities were hit. So like one side did take more damage. The fact that everybody can like placate their like ravenous base, it's that's okay. I just care about the reality, and the reality is that's a win. Let them celebrate their symbolic win because I'll take the real victory.
Yep.
They call it a white peace in a lot of conflict. It's no side really wins the war. There's no surrender, but everyone's just like, the war is over. We're all winning.
But again, a win to MAGA is not a compromise. A win to MAGA is illegals out.
But if there's still 2,300 ICE agents deporting people from Minneapolis,
we need to see more of that.
Yeah, what's the
we just haven't seen it. All we've seen is like all Renee Good and Preddy. We have not seen like these people out. That's why I'm saying the checkpoint at least would be something we can see.
No. What's the compromise if the stated goal by Tom Homan day one was these sanctuary cities, and the one that they made an example of was Minneapolis, are going to turn over the people from the jails. And then they got that exact concession. There's no compromise.
I don't need to see them. I don't need to watch people getting perp walked out of the United States.
I do.
I need to see. I need to see the results, as in like fewer actual illegals in the United States. The prices of housing going down, apartments going down because there's more access to to places on the market. I need to see those kind of results. I don't care if I watch them leave, just so long as they're leaving.
I'm telling you, I think most people would disagree. I do think people want to see them perp walked out of the country. Like you could start a whole show on it instead of having cops. It could be like ICE, and
the policy change was the goal. They got the policy change. Like the whole point of surging the ICE agents was to get the policy change. We got the change, and then we didn't even pull back the ICE agents to the way they were before. There's still like 23 times as many that were there originally.
From a political standpoint, politicos care about policy. Normal people care about the show Cops, where they can see people get arrested.
Bad boys.
Exactly.
But you don't want to like throw scratch an itch that is going to enrage a bunch of you don't just to feed the bloodlust. You don't want to piss off half the world.
Sean, if there are say 20 million illegals, right? You could make a show about removing 1 million and it would run for the next 10 years.
Did you notice that?
But removing 1 million isn't nearly enough. I don't care about watching them leave. Watching them leave is not substance. Watching them leave is a show. The important part is that they leave and we see the results of them leaving in society. Just watching them leave is not important.
I understand.
The super chat from Same Old Man fits in with this perfectly. He says, the issue is that we want all of the illegals out of the USA, not just the violent ones. That is why I think we lost with Minnesota. This is a loss.
Yeah, and that you're going to hear a lot of this sentiment from MAGA. Again, I understand what you're saying from the PR standpoint, from the political standpoint, but again, if you could show people getting removed out of the country like that, and we talked about this when Ortiz was on. He was like, "Hey, we should be showing more content of ICE being in cities where they are like being supported by the local community, like in Texas, like in places like
that."
that.
Because the majority of the content we're seeing is like people like the footage from Renee and the footage from people getting
That's going to be counterproductive because if you put this stuff on TV and the left is watching this stuff, all they're going to do is they're going to take that stuff and say, look, they're doing blah, 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 and then that will motivate the left. It is far better for it to happen quietly like it's happening all over the country, not in Minneapolis. It's far better for it to happen quietly where it doesn't get the attention of the left and they can't use it as propaganda. The idea of putting it on TV so that way people watch is only going to rile up the left.
True.
It doesn't actually make a difference. The important thing is getting them out. And honestly, if you could get them out without anyone knowing, if you could get if you could get 10 million illegals out with no one knowing except for seeing the results, that's way better because then the left can't capitalize on it. It's a terrible idea.
What gets more people out? I think being able to go to the jails. By the way, they still have 23 agents doing operations. The difference is they can go to the jails and the local police are pledging to break up the disruptions that they're dealing with. They're breaking up the roadblocks. Like, they got every concession. So that 700 agents could probably be better spent in another city. So it's, again, you're not really losing a lot because those 2,300 become more effective because, again, the local police are going to be making the arrests. They're going to be disrupting the roadblocks and all that. That was all a part of the Holman press conference of what they got in exchange.
And this is why the MAGA base will continue to get upset because, yeah, again, in January 6th.
Because they don't get a TV show?
In January 6th, it didn't matter the PR, it didn't matter that it was the right thing or policy. They had a bloodlust, and they went out and used every single resource that we had to go arrest a ton of people and make it as public as possible.
The point of that was to scare the people on the right.
Exactly. And if we are creating content that's like, hey, we're going to walk you out. Hey, business owner, we're going to send you to Somalia. Sorry. That scares the hell out of the left.
Maybe they'll self-deport.
No, it doesn't scare the left.
How many people?
The left wants martyrs, dude. The left go out there and they get shot. They try to hit cops with their cars. They don't care. They're not going to be afraid.
I'm just saying the MAGA base will continue to get upset if they're not seeing the same games.
Again, how many? You're like comparing like something completely different in scale. How many people were arrested for the January 6th thing? Like maybe around 2,000 people total.
It was a symbology.
Yeah, I understand that, but like, yeah, it's way easier to hunt down 2,000 people than it is to get rid of what are we looking at, like the official
20 million.
The unchanging 11 million that somehow never changes, even we have millions coming under Biden. Like, that is a much longer operation, and yeah, you will be able to get more done without fighting the left-wing agitators every step of the way, being able to pick these people up from jail. And even if you miss them in jail, when they get flagged upon arrest, that's a huge deal because you get verification of their new address. Like, there's a bunch of information that they'll be getting that helps them, which again is what Tom Holman wanted in the first place. So if he's happy with the deal and he's like the big deporter guy, then I think we should be fine with it.
Yeah, the more quietly you can do it, the better. The more you can do it without people really noticing and without messing up their lives and changing their day-to-day life.
Not feel bad
the
about
better.
it either.
Yeah, because exactly, it's a great point. You don't have people getting squishy if they don't see what they would consider aggressive policing on TV.
See them coming in. We didn't see them swimming and dying in the river trying to get here. We didn't see like all the kids, you know, coming over getting lost.
But people getting squishy is not our problem.
Well,
You know,
it definitely
like,
is.
that's-
You're running off.
It absolutely is.
Yeah,
No, because
we're gonna have to agree to disagree on
a
this
president
one,
can do things. A president can do way more things when people are not protesting in the streets and not getting upset about it.
Yeah.
You absolutely have to worry about the optics, and you absolutely have to worry about the way that people perceive it.
So let the domestic terrorists win. That's
that is the most insane thing you could have possibly said.
I mean,
we're
you're
talking
saying-
about
you're
getting
saying
them
because,
out.
because the left will throw a temper tantrum, we should care.
It's not a temper
left
tantrum.
doesn't
We're
care
talking
about
about
this
riots on the
anyway.
streets.
I'm
You
just
gotta-
saying, let the domestic terrorists win. That's the point.
We're how many
He's
years
working you up on
after
purpose, by the way.
after defund the police was first brought to the public consciousness in 2020? Like, that lost, like 80-20 issue, people were not in favor of that. 80-20 issue, black people were not in favor of that. 6 years later, we have a plurality in favor of abolishing ICE. This is another defund kind of movement. And that's because, yes, the optics do matter. Like, you're trying to govern. You need to be able to fund this agency. And guess what? If you get killed in the midterms over the ICE issue, then that, because of that PR, then they're going to cut the funding for them and they're going to restrict them. So yeah, it does matter.
We got to move on. So
Cultured Redneck, thank you for the super chat. Per JD Vance on MK today, the 700 agents were only there to protect the agents arresting illegals. Now, with mutual assistance with local PD, they are no longer needed. Oh no, how dare we try and mimic red states' deportations?
The thing is, like, and I think you're going to hear this more and more, like, people don't trust the Minneapolis police. I mean, the reason why they're in the situation that they are in is because, and Tim makes this point all the time, the police are also a part of the political ideology. These are people, right? When they're in these blue sanctuary cities, these are also the Antifa members. So it's going to be a tough one to be like, oh yeah, we trust the local Antifa members with a badge to do what they need to do.
Handyman here, thank you for the super chat. The SAVE Act is much more important than a show. It gets results and makes an easy, short show of a win. Handyman here and there says, call Senators McConnell, McCloskey, Collins, and Thune to politely demand the Save America Voting Act. It's the Voter ID Act. Good idea. Sergeant Buck 01, Tim Walsh said that he was friends with school shooters. Even if that was him flubbing a talking point, it's completely indefensible.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That guy, again, he's retarded. Like, he does retarded things, says retarded things.
We agree about that.
Yeah.
Don's Patero says, I can't with Gavin. He is horrible as a Californian.
Yeah, I mean, he's done terrible things he did terrible things for San Francisco, and then somehow he got elected to be governor, and he's done terrible things for California.
Fails up.
But we're talking about him.
He keeps
Yeah,
failing up.
he fails
We're
up.
talking about him. That's the thing. Like he's been successful in that realm, at least of putting his name on the map, and the women love his hair or whatever.
Yeah, he looks like a president.
Exactly.
That's why we nominated
He
Mitt Romney.
looks like a serial killer.
He does look. He's American Psycho. Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
James Johnson 6999999. Thanks for the super chat. Sean, do you think Mom Dami is to be blamed for the 12 homeless who froze to death during the
17.
winter storm?
It's 17 right now. I believe 14 confirmed from hypothermia. And yeah, absolutely. He ended homeless sweeps. Like, the homeless people are not being forced off the street. They're being asked. They're mentally ill. They're saying no. They're dying in the
At
cold.
least make igloos for them out of all
Oh
this snow.
my God! I can't believe I'm going to defend Mom Donnie right now. This is
Do it.
crazy.
Do it.
Wrong.
Like, so you're saying it's Mom Donnie's fault that homeless people didn't want to go into homeless shelters?
The policy used to be you force them off the streets. You can't have the encampment. You're going to the shelter when it's freezing temperature.
Wild.
It's now, I'm asking you politely, Mr. Insane Person, to make a rational choice. That is his fault. He changed it.
I'm gonna go ahead. Listen. Homeless people want to be on the street, and
That's
who
why
are
you force
we?
them off the street. Yes.
So you guys were against my checkpoint earlier, but now we're saying we should force homeless people into homeless
Yeah,
shelters.
there's a difference between the government setting up checkpoints to just blanket go after everyone in violation of the Fourth Amendment, and you stating the reality, which is this is not California. You don't have a right to sleep on the street. You don't have a right to conquer our parks. That's not how it works.
This is interesting.
That is the most insane comparison that I've heard in ages.
Well, I mean, we're going to say the government should compel people to do stuff like check their IDs. Like, how
We're
are we just
talking
saying?
about compelling mentally ill people.
Again, their choice to be on the street. Like,
They're mentally ill.
You don't,
It's a little bit of
you
Darwinism.
don't have a right to sleep on the sidewalk
a
or in
little bit of
Washington Square
Darwinism.
Park. Like, this is nonsense.
Homeless people don't want to be in homeless shelters.
I don't care.
Fair,
like,
but
they don't get to decide.
That's fair. That's gonna be
Like, that's why you
interesting.
take away
That's
the, that's why you
spicy
take away
member
the
show. I
alternate.
can't wait to
like,
get
that's why you take
Dylan
away
Wage
the alternate.
91, thanks for the super chat. As is Timcast tradition, I'd like to announce the birth of our second child and first son,
all right.
Daniel Jacob Wade. Welcome to the
Daniel.
Earth, little Danny.
Congratulations.
Oh, children are such a blessing. Everybody have a kid.
Welcome aboard, man.
Do it.
The Earth is a spaceship.
Do it now. Get someone pregnant today.
Ian and I were talking. We have this
Getting pregnant
theory
together,
that.
actually. Oh, wait, you were talking about something else that we were talking about. What?
Well, we had this theory that we have so many kids, birthed in the super chats. We wonder if they were also conceived, listening
While
to
watching
the
the show?
Yeah.
How many
And,
of your kids?
and who were they looking at while they
Yeah, Tim
climaxed?
just railing on Ian,
Yeah.
you idiot,
This
you
is
piece
what
of
gets
shit.
me on
I
going
came
now.
while you were talking about Civil War.
Say it again, Tim.
Civil War
Say it again.
rock right now. He's just railing into
Quiet,
Ian.
He's about to say
Railing.
it. He's about to say it. Oh, he's saying it.
Somebody
Yeah,
clip
like that
that.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
We got a little dark there, but
Optimus Prime, thanks for the super chat. Whoa, Grace Randolph hosting. Can we get a mini roast of the panels? God, mini roast. I mean,
that's tough on the spot. I mean, Ian's easy.
Ian.
Sean loves
What, you mean, like,
homeless
sexually?
people, I guess.
Sexually,
Ian's
no.
easy, he said.
Yeah,
It's true.
Sean loves homeless people.
Ian
Phil
loves
likes domestic
graphene.
terrorists.
Oh, we also have a vote going on in the chat. Sean Blue
Oh.
Hoodie versus Sean Justice Warrior.
Yeah, I'm going at
I'm
it.
voting for Justice Warrior because I've been opposing you all night.
It's
Yeah, you
actually
guys have been
Sean
really
number one
fighting.
versus Sean number two.
Sean
We have
Prime
a
right
history. We have a history with this.
Wait,
This is
who's
Sean
older?
number two.
Right,
I'm
you're
way
older.
older.
It looks like Justice
You're number
Warrior's got a
one.
big advantage,
Yeah,
man.
70-30.
He's got
Wow.
500,000 more subscribers than me, though.
I think people are
It's
just
just a
jaded because
chat.
you want checkpoints.
It's just a chat poll.
Yeah, it's this chat.
Yeah, just relax. It's just this chat.
Oh, it's this
It's in
shit.
the YouTube
Yeah.
chat.
Oh, yeah.
Zachary Hammer something or other. Thanks for the super chat. Can we get a Pizzagate update? We haven't talked about the
Sir,
Epstein
you looked at
files.
Surge.
Is there an update?
I think Surge is
No,
on
I
with
don't have
the.
that update. It's just a comment.
Just we got to read the chats.
Pizzagate was
super chats.
more true than COVID.
Yeah,
Yes.
yes.
That's a great
Hug your
tweet, by the way.
conspiracy theory friend today.
That's a great tweet. Josh clipped that.
Let's see here. From but Trump. Watching Ian try not to laugh during the stand-up comedy clip was epic.
He loved it.
He's a professional.
Well,
yeah, that's true.
You loved
But like,
it.
there's part of me that's so dark and just would say racist and sexist shit growing up to make people laugh and to disarm them and then have power in the community, like in the hierarchy of the groups of friends. And then I went on TV and I'm like, I can't do that anymore.
You can.
To
You
get
can
over
and you
trauma, you
should.
gotta laugh.
Times have sort of changed in the last 3 or 4 years, but for like 15 years or 20 years, I was like, I gotta like remediate and be normal and not punch down and make people
No,
laugh
that's
without.
BS.
Like, my goal is to make people laugh
Puss.
without making someone else the butt of a joke.
No, that's the whole point of
Boo.
comedy.
It's just
Is
easy.
that everyone gets to be the butt of a joke.
Absolutely.
You are not so special of a group, not trans people, not blacks, that you are not so special and protected that you never get to be made fun of. That's what true equality is. Everybody gets made fun of.
But I like comedy that isn't making fun of someone.
Boo.
Like, oh, a dog
Do you
banging
know
that
what-
dude on the street.
Do you know what left-wing comedy is?
Making fun of white people.
And no,
That's
and
not even
that-
funny.
and
Left-wing comedy
it's
is
just
like a-
activism. It's just them up there
And
doing
clapter.
I think
clapter and activism.
That term left-wing comedy is a, what do they call that when it can't exist?
Oxymoron?
Yeah, it's an
Have you-
oxymoron. You can't have politically partisan comedy.
Have you seen like Colbert or Kimmel, like any of their monologues
It's not,
lately?
none of it's funny. It's not comedy.
It's not comedy.
Yeah, it's not
it's
comedy.
activism.
Real
Yeah,
comedy
they're
is
just a wing of the Democratic Party at this
Yeah.
point.
It's just
Listen,
activism.
you can make jokes that don't make fun of anybody in particular that are funny, like Jerry Seinfeld, observational humor. Like he's not necessarily making fun of individuals, but it's also fun to make fun of people.
Yes.
Yeah,
I
Just
don't have fun
just
with it
Pass it
anymore.
around to everybody. Make sure that everybody gets a little bit of the sting, and it's
what you-
fine.
what you-
problem is they
that's
clip
why
one of
roaster. That's why roaster's so popular. You know,
Roaster?
roast.
Oh, roasts, yeah.
Yeah, because people like that. People
And-
like to make fun of themselves, their friends.
Like the
other
person
people.
getting roasted gets roasted, but usually everybody that's up on stage is getting flack as well. So
Oh,
it's
yeah.
not like they all just go and attack the one guy. The Tom Brady roast, they were everybody was flinging
Mm-hmm.
shit at everybody. You
A
know?
roast is different because you kind of agree before you go in, we're all going to make fun of each other tonight. But just picking somebody out in the world and talking shit about them to get laughs is like, oh, it's just so easy. It's so easy. It's so hard to make people laugh intelligently that without dragging, I've found.
What you don't have control over what you laugh at. Intelligent people laugh at dumb, simple jokes all the time. It doesn't speak to your
Farts are
level of
funny.
intelligence. Yeah.
Farts are always
Farts are
funny.
Smart
funny.
people laugh at dick
They
jokes
call it
all
toilet,
the time.
toilet humor. There's like a genre called toilet humor, you know.
Don's a Patero. Thank you for the super chat. I don't know. It may be like Nicki Minaj, where the manager is left. Wait, the manager is left of she might be in the middle, where she doesn't believe in it, or she actually is far left but is hiding it. I don't know. I've enjoyed watching her pivot quite a bit.
Yeah.
All right, everybody, thank you so much for watching. We are going to go to the members only
on.
portion of the
Hold
show.
on, hold on,
It's gonna
hold
be
on.
spicy.
Sean, thanks for
Oops.
coming.
Oh shoot! I'm
yeah.
so sorry.
Where
Don't
can-
listen to me.
Where can people find
A
you?
little pre-outro, outro.
Just let me finish my sentence. Thank you,
type it out in
Sean,
time.
for coming.
Oh, you can find me on youtube.com/actualjusticewarrior. And I'm currently working on a true crime docuseries on the world's first Amish serial killer. The reason it took so long for them to catch him is their forensics are like 300 years behind.
You can find me at Ian Crossland hanging out on the beach, stretching and stuff. And follow me at Ian Crossland on the internet on YouTube, X, and Instagram, as well as going to graphene.movie if you haven't been over there yet. Or if you have, go back to graphene.movie and check out the documentary I'm producing right now. Graphene Movie. It's awesome. We interviewed a bunch of scientists at Rice University. Epic nanotechnology coming out, very white pilling. So go to graphene.movie, check it out. And this, Sean Frasick.
Thanks for watching, guys. Chrissy did a great job.
Oh,
That's fantastic.
shucks.
Follow me
Thanks.
at Timcast News on Twitter. And this memory show is going to be spicy with Sean.
Oh yeah.
I am Phil That Remains on Twix. The band is All That Remains. You can check us out at allthatremainsonline.com. We're going on tour this spring. We're going out with Born of Osiris and Dead Eyes. We start in Albany on April 29th. You can check out All That Remains music at Apple Music, Amazon Music, Pandora, Spotify, YouTube, and Deezer. Don't forget to smash the like button, share the show with all of your friends. Sign up for the Discord at timcast.com, where you can call into the after show, and make sure you sign up with Rumble so you can watch the after show. And don't forget, the left lane is for crime.
and fast drivers, not women and Asians. Anyway, thank you for watching the show. Everybody follow me. Check out my YouTube channel. Check out my Rumble channel. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, all the things, at Chrissie Mayr. Check out Timcast. Is a show I host every Sunday, 9 p.m. Eastern on my channels. What else? Yeah, I got a bunch of fun interviews coming up with the likes of Vic Mignogna, Gavin McGinnis, and other fun characters. So give me a follow and check it out. And let's head over to
Rumble Show.
the Rumble Show. Rumble.
Thanks, everyone.